Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night's Messages of Love from Above. Excuse me. And I'm excited to see what messages come through as always. Before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. We can never underestimate the amount we impact the earth by the love we send out to it. So I know we do it every time, and I'm going to continue to do it until we evolve to the next level, right? All right. Whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join together and send the love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. We let the busyness and chaos and distraction of the outside world, we just let it just slip away. So we let that love from above flow down into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. Circling the globe in a giant bubble of love, touching every heart that is ready for higher and higher love vibration. And if you yourself are in need of love in this moment for your mind, your body, your heart, a loved one, or there's a situation or a relationship, whatever it may be, we send love to you in that situation right now. Let's take it in like a giant hug from your spiritual posse, like a tree or a plant just takes in the sunshine from the sun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that and allowing me the space for that as well. So, let's take a look here before we get into the readings. Of course, I always need to talk about drawings because I love giving away stuff. So, every Monday, I have a drawing where I give away at least one personal recorded reading. This Monday, I will be giving away two 30-minute personal recorded readings. And on Tuesdays, I do put out a video announcing what I'm giving away the following Monday, how to get into the drawing, and any other giveaway news. Here's the link to this last Tuesday. So if you're interested in getting into the drawing, you can check that out. Also, every month I've been putting out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do that. I cannot believe it is June 15th already. Can you believe it's the middle of June? But you can check that out and see what Spirit has for you for the month of June. And then also, each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. This week's was What Can I Be Watching For? So those were quite interesting. And if you haven't, of course, to comment in here, you have to have subscribed to the channel. So if you want to be notified when new videos come out, just make sure to go into your notification settings and select all. Then you'll be notified of the winner videos, the giveaway videos, any new videos I put out. And tomorrow, I'll be having a new weekly kind of video that comes out, which is Take 10 with Zen, which is 10 minutes or under video, just answering questions around, actually questions from any of you guys, but also they're zeroed in on how we can connect higher to the spiritual realm, understanding more of who we are and, how we live this human experience. So I'm excited for it. So be sure to select all if you want to be notified when those things come out. I think that's everything. So let's get in here. Let me move this coffee out of the way again. And let me get my desktop all set up here. And we will get into the readings. Let me get rid of that out of the way. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, first of all. We have a wonderful, wonderful group of individuals who have great senses of humor and huge hearts to match, as I say. And so, welcome. How the free readings work is I do go down in order, first come, first serve down the list. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for general reading or guidance. Spirit knows what you're needing guidance on. Um, but if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I'll prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, and pull more cards for those as well. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings and continue going down the list. I'm usually on an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes more if I'm out of balance and spirit leads. So that's how that works. Oh, to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below. Also, in the pinned comment and in the description box of the video, I have my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Square. So, however you want to make a donation, and it doesn't matter the dollar amount. I know that all of our income varies from day to person, country to country, planet to planet, whatever it may be. So, I don't look at that. So, that is the skinny. That's how it works. And we're going to be using the Good Tarot by Miss Colette Baron Reed, a sweet, sweet soul. Crazy lady. I love her. She's just so pure. I like her. She's just herself. And I like that. All right. So let us scroll up here and we will start off with the first free reading, which is Anya Ahuya. Hello, Anya. They want to know, why do you keep thinking of sarang or sarang? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that here. All right. So you've got both the Queen of Water, which Queen of Cups, she rules over water, co-rules, but all the queens are given a second portion of water, which means she's the master of emotion, deep, deep seated emotions that are going on here. I feel like there's a spiritual tie, like this emotional tie that was created. Got the Six of Air, which is moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And, here's all that thinking, right? You keep thinking. I feel like it's time to move from old ways of thinking to new ways, from choppy waters to calmer waters. There's this, I almost feel like there's this tie that's there, and it feels like someone set off to sea, but someone's still holding, like, how they used to say, holding a candle for them, keeping a candle in their window, hoping that they return. It's just like there's this whole story I'm playing in my head of the, back in the sailboat times. And maybe that has to do with a past life too. Because it's just so vivid. There's such a huge story to it. They're not like bringing it as a memory of a movie. They're bringing it like as something that actually happened. And so I feel like there's a past life connection that you guys had, but I feel like in the past life, it could have been reversed roles too. Maybe you were the one that went out to sea and they held a candle for you. But I feel like it's reversed. I feel like in this lifetime, um, that uh, because I feel like they are the ones that have gone off to sea, and there's this ritual that you can do to break this bond. Because I feel like it's time to blow out the candle. You know how they used to keep a candle in the window to as hope to draw them home, but it's like you can get 2 candles and you can put like a string in between. You can put initials on the candles, whatever you do, just to make one represents you, know which one is you and which one is them. And there's this tie in between. I light both candles and then consciously just release them and like either cut or like burn the thread or the string. Just do it safely so you don't catch anything on fire. And as it separates, that is this release. And then you can either let the candles burn out or you can blow out the candle. And I feel like for you it is, you blow out the candle, and you let yours continue to burn, but you let that blow out that candle. There's this release. I just feel like it's time to let that go, is what's coming through. So that's what they have for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. And then next up, we have Christy O'Connor. Hello, Christy. Hello, my friend. Um, and you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does spirit? Oh, we got three. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Well, you got the two fives. So you've got the five of fire and the Hierophant, which is the five. And this has to do with this, invitation, go inward, which you've been on, but it's this invitation to go even deeper into the capital T truths of who do you want to be in this world? Who do you really, connecting to who you really are and who you want to be? What character? It's almost like this reinventing a character in a book. How are you going to transform this character? Who you're going to be? Because five is the number of transformation, of change, right? And the fire is, this transformation of your energy that's coming up here. And I just feel like there's this makeover, it's like, how are you going to remake this character? You're releasing so much, and it's like you're clearing so much off the table. Who are you going to become? Who do you want to be? What do you want to become next? How do you want to express that to the world? And even with the transformation, we've got all the butterflies that are around here too. So there's this change, this movement, this it just feels so different here. When you got the Ace of Earth too, the Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity opening up here in the outside world. But the Ace of Pentacles is also about um I'm sorry, I got distracted by the butterflies on their horn here. So more transformation coming in. But there's this um looking at your worth in a relationship to the outside world in a different way. So all three of these cards for me are just coming in as this makeover transformation. It's like doing your hair a different style, a different color, and doing your makeup differently, or no makeup at all, and clothing change. And this is how I'm going to express myself, and I just feel like there's this huge change coming. But it's like you're being invited to step out and become who you've always wanted to be. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of that, but I feel like the butterfly is about to, come out of the cocoon even more than we thought it was. It's like you had how many? I think they have a couple of legs, don't they? It's like you were putting some legs and one wing out, one wing of the butterfly out of the cocoon, but here you come fully out, and are expressing yourself. Maybe you're even going to buy some big butterfly wings. I don't know, but I like it for you, and that's what they are encouraging you to do. Step out and be you. So I like it. Absolutely. Peace out. Peace out. All right, Christy, that's what they have. Many blessings to you. Much love. All right, LA. Hello, hello. So you want to go, what is M&G going to think when they go over all your documents and images? All right, let's take a look here. We'll take a look here. Are they going to drop you as a client? A bit worried. Well, you know what they say about worry. If you worry about something, you actually get to experience the worry twice, right? You get to experience it twice. So, Queen of Air, they're balancing heart and mind. They're looking at things here, going back and forth, and that makes sense. They're really looking at what is coming in here. Yeah, I don't have any concerns here with these cards because you got three of them. Seven of Earth, it's just last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So just have a little patience with them. Page of Fire is new passion, new drive. So I feel like they're just taking their time, making sure they've got everything done. She's a master of communication as well, balancing emotion. So they just want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row, all the owls on their shoulder. But there is this good. I mean, it's just you just have to be a little patient with them. But I don't have any concerns here. Just you know, um, Page of Fire, Page of Wands. Just pay attention to where you're investing your energy. Right. Every moment we either are focusing on gratitude or victimhood. And if we go into our fear and victimhood, what do? We're lowering our vibration, we're drawing in lower vibrational things. So with the Page of Wands, they're just, if you haven't put that reminder on your phone yet, put that, you know, alarm that goes off every half hour. I just feel like you got so much going on that there's so much stuff always grabbing you, right? Into the fear zone. There's so much going on in your life that I'm like every waking hour, every waking half hour, just have gratitude so that a little alarm it can be a vibrating alarm so it doesn't disturb and it's loud and everything, but it vibrates to make you, it brings your vibration back to gratitude, because then that brings in more things to be gratitude, higher vibrational things, victory, abundance, winning court cases, easy flow of communication, support, right? But when we're focusing on fears, drawing in all the demons, right? It's like, oh no, but not really. There's truly no such thing as demons, but unless you knew before your story. But they'll bring in these, we'll bring in those things. So just be aware of where you're investing your energy, and Spirit just recommends doing things that remind you and draw you back and draw you back and draw you back to gratitude. So that's what's coming in LA, but I don't have any alarms going off, so we're good. Yeah. Yeah, gratitude per day is good, but with everything you got going on, I don't think it's enough. you know, and yeah, I have a shirt that says here, it says, laughing more makes me fear less. Yeah. I just like you got so much, so many what are they so so many pots on the stove that it's like, you know what? There's so many things. It's like the old woman. I don't know why they're showing me the old woman who lived in the shoe. She's got all these, hundreds of kids, all of these things drawing her attention. I'm like, yeah, you need a little more. I need to be drawn back here constantly because there's so much pulling at you. Mom. So that's what's coming in. I like it, Ellie. All righty. So many, many blessings to you. All right, double, triple, quadruple X. So you want to know what is coming in and if guidance of your energy, wondering if you're an empath. All right, absolutely. And I think yeah, and don't forget you do have a 30-minute free reading double, triple, quadruple X. So just make sure that never expires, but until I expire, unless another someone else picks up my channel. But that's what's coming here. Let's take a look here. So, what is coming in and guidance? If you're an empath, or what level of an empath? Because truly, we are all empaths, right? So they are answering that right away here. You got the Queen of Fire. So, this is she rolls over the fire, but all queens are given a second portion of water, which is the empath part of the queens. They allows them to trust their intuition, their gut. They feel people's emotions. And the fire energy is spiritual energy too, in addition to our other energy. So you definitely have these abilities. You definitely pick up on people's emotions. When we're in fear, which we got the temptation card here, the devil card. We'll talk about that in a sec. But when we have fear, which in the beginning, of course, we're all way out of balance because we come into this amusement park of fear and we're riding all the fear rides. We're being drugged on all of the fear rides until we're old enough, and then we're just used to being on the fear rides. We get on them by ourselves, because our parents get on with us with as children, and then we start getting on the fear rides of life. And it's noisy, it's loud, it's chaotic, we can't, it's the lower vibrational energies. And when we're in our lower vibrational energies, it's a hard time. We have a hard time hearing spirit because they're at a higher vibration, right? Um, Unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, all those things we talk about are energetic choices. That up there is the level they're speaking at. And if we're down here, we can't, hear them very clearly, um, if at all. It's like being in a hard acid rock bar with them and have the volume at full volume and can see people's lips moving, but I'm like, I have no idea what you just said. But when we raise our vibration, we turn down the fear noise, we turn up the other noise, not noise, but turn up our vibration. We're able to hear more clearly, and we're able to understand these emotions that we're having. Um, and if you feel overwhelmed, like most empaths do, especially in the beginning when we're becoming more and more aware, as your energy starts to rise, your gifts start to activate more. It becomes really, really loud. You're like, oh, am I feeling everyone's emotions? And we don't know how not to take them on ourselves, and our emotions activate and all this. But there's a way to build shields. And actually, I plan on that might be one of my Take 10 with Zen that I'll be putting out, or in a future podcast that I have in the works. I know, I can't do enough, can I? But this is what the temptation card is about. This is the devil card. There's a shaking and the rattling of your cage to make you aware of the fears that you have and the limiting beliefs that you've had before that keep it noisy. Um, and the devil card comes in to make us aware that it exists, so that we can remove fears. We can start questioning them. All these fears we've been given all our lives that just been a part of us. We don't even realize it's separate from us, something we can let go. And that's what the Saturn Capricorn devil card energy does. It allows us to release these things, turn down the fear noise, right? So, what's coming in are these opportunities, these fears are being brought to your face so that you cannot miss them. That's what the wonderful Saturn energy is. It's like, oh no, you can't get away from this. You are going to see this. I'm going to show it to you in very obvious ways all over the place. And it's for us, though. It's not punishment. They're like, nope, nope, it's time. You have to look at this now. They're like, no, I don't want it. Like, yes, you do. You wanted this to be the time that you let it go. And so here we go. So that's what's coming in. Just realize that when you start to see trends of like something happening to all your friends or people around you, or interactions with people being all the same, you're like, why is everybody, oh, this is that Saturn stuff. All right, why did I want this to happen for me? What did I want to learn around this? What fears can I let go? All right. So that's what's coming in, double, triple, quadruple X. Many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. All right. So Dijona Sturgis. So let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know in this moment here? All right. That one. And I know they wanted that one. Oh my gosh. Well, we just put that back in and here it comes back out. We definitely have this calling here. This is the judgment card, your higher self, calling you to this higher place. And the temptation card for you is, in order for you to go higher in this hot air balloon, to see things from a higher perspective, to connect more with spirit, the temptation card, the devil card is that energy that's showing you what sandbags can be cut off, these things that are holding you down, keeping you from going forward. So, like we're just talking with, double, triple, quadruple X, it's things are being brought to your attention on purpose for a purpose so that you can go, oh, okay, this is what, I can let go of. I can cut that off. I don't need that anymore. And so there's all these, sandbags that are attached to our hot air balloon of our journey. And we just start, going, well, I think I need that. And it's like, no, you don't. It's like I need a toaster oven on my, my hot air balloon. Like, no, you don't. You're like, oh, toss the toaster oven over, lightens the load, right? So this is what's going on. They're just letting you know that these things that are coming up are for you to be able to let go of them so you can move higher, see things from a higher perspective, and have a higher connection with spirit. So those obvious stuff that's coming in, just go, you know I remember. I see it. I see it. Let's look at it. And then I like the height that you gain from throwing some stuff overboard. So that's what they have for you, Dijona. So many blessings to you. All right, lovely, lovey. Hello, hello. So general reading for the rest of June. Absolutely. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Well, I like the combo. We got the patience card first, which of course, but that's all right. That means there's stuff that's unfolding, but they gave you the world card because they're saying it's okay, allow June, go with the flow of the rest of June because there's things that are, this is a victory card, first of all. Just know that there's victory that comes and it's an ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. It's like your worlds change and you just allowing it to do it. There's nothing that you have to do with it. They're saying just allow the temperance to, go back and forth. That's the patience card is temperance, which normally has like these, two cups going back and forth and back and forth. Each time the liquid goes back and forth between the cups, it's becoming more and more closer to gold. There's them gold in them there hills. And so I like it. Two major arcana, which is significant. So that's why I feel like whatever this unfolds in this next couple weeks, it's like just trust it, just go with the flow. You don't need to push anything. You just get to enjoy the journey along the ride to victory, and then the world in which you're living transforms before your eyes in a very positive way. So I like that for you, Levy. Whatever is happening here, yeehaw! I like it. All right. That is what they have. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Dijona. All right. So, Starfall, you are up next. Where would you be more successful in this coming fall, winter time? Going back to school. Okay. That'll be number one. Or work. All right. Okay. Wow. So your energy, I mean, fire, fire, fire. So going back to school, you have the six of fire, the six of wands, which is joy, celebration, victory, and also like being seen or recognition, right? So I feel like school is very successful. Here's that hot air balloon we're talking about, but there's very it feels very bright and victorious, and I like it. But also work, you got both the page and the ace of fire, new passions that ignite with work too, and so there's no wrong choice, you know and you're victorious. Work just brings you this new passion, this new excitement, this new joy, and it allows you to really get excited and move forward in things. And you're also very successful if you go to school. So really, it's like, what do you want to do? There's no wrong choice, and I like that. That's always the great one, right? Well, it's a tough thing. Do I wanna go to vacation in Jamaica or to Hawaii? Oh, I just don't know. What am I gonna do? Such a tough thing. So it's wonderful. So you get to follow your heart and go, "What do I wanna do? I can be successful at either one." And now it's just following your heart. Close your eyes, open your heart, and what do you feel? And go with that. So I like it, Starfall. Boom, boom. All right. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Lovey. All right. So, Dollface Diva, you'd like a general for the weekend. Oh my gosh, the weekend is coming up already. I was so busy Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that just this week, whoosh, 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 whoosh. All right, general for the weekend. So we've got the two of fire and we got the nine of air, nine of swords, which is the nightmare insomnia card. Yay! We really like that, right? Well, that's okay because that's just one possibility with this two of fire coming in. Because the two of fire, the two of wands tells us whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. So if we focus in on our fears, if we focus in on stuff that we feel is missing or don't want or blah blah blah, universe, we're telling the universe, I really enjoy missing things. I really enjoy this, hating things. I enjoy this drama. All right, we'll bring more of that in for you then. The example they've given me recently is taking a little kid into like a cookie store, and they have the glass, and all the cookies or donuts are behind the glass, and the little kid's pointing at something, and they're like, okay, can I have a dozen of those? And we get it, and they're like, no, I hate those. Well, why are you pointing at it? Because I hate it. And you're like, well, no, point at what you love, and I'll get you more of those. And that's kind of what they're saying, is point at what you're wanting, and that will multiply and bring things in. Don't point at what you don't want or what you fear, because that just makes that grow. So I like this weekend for you. It just feels like it's an opportunity to really put it into practice and go, oh, I wonder what will happen. And because they're bringing it to your attention too, it really tells me that this weekend, your energy is very in tune. I wonder, oh, it's a new moon, which I'll talk about here and probably tomorrow night and Saturday morning, Saturday night, because it's Saturday and Sunday. But you have a new moon in Gemini. So power of choice is definitely coming in there with the twin energy. But I feel like your energy is like the stars aligned with whatever you focus in comes in quick this weekend. So you're really going to see it in action, this manifestation energy of what you focus on, you bring in lower vibrational stuff. You're like, no, I'm going to focus on this. And then, yay, this comes in and this drifts away. So I like it for you, Dollface Divas. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Dana, you are up next. So, you would like a love reading, please? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love, 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 love? All right. So, I do feel like here you have Messenger of Air, Knight of Swords, which is new communication that's coming here, coming towards you. There is some change of mindset, some letting go of old expectations. The way you're looking at love is transforming and changing. So I like that coming in here. With the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups, she has double water energy, which makes her very empathic, very, in tune with spirit. So trust your gut, trust your intuition regarding love. And there's saying here that, there is she deep dives into her emotions too. So when you dive deep, um, I feel like there's some things to face here, some deep emotions that are bubbling down there that we can look at. It's a painful memory, but it's painful because there was fear attached to it. And then we have this opportunity with that Knight of Air, the Messenger of Air, the Knight of Swords, Messenger of Air, to look at it and go, why was I fearing that? Why do I believe that? It's like, you know, um, having someone betray the trust of a committed relationship, right? We're like, oh, everyone probably just now, oh, I have that pain. But when we go back and look at that pain, we're like, oh, it was fear. It was fear. There's a lot of different fears around that, right? One being, I'm not worthy enough for someone to be faithful to. That's must be what it means. That's something that we're taught, right? Or I'm not good enough for them. I wasn't pretty enough or handsome enough or, you know, good at intimacy, or they obviously, because they had to go outside of the relationship, or, we have all these. We go back and look at it and go, no, this was not about me. This is about them being unhappy. And they just, I couldn't make them happy because they were unhappy in themselves, obviously, or the second, third, fourth, fifth person they were with would have made them happy. They've gone through a long list of people, so it's not me. This wasn't about me. We get to release and heal from it. And that's what I feel like there's just some painful memory that's a fearful memory that you can transform, that frees you up, which allows love to flow more towards you too. So that's what's coming in, Dana. So many blessings to you. Enjoy the love adventure. All right. And Andrea, you'll be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation coming in. Thank you so much, Aprilia, for your donation. Hello, hello. Happy birthday to you. So you're feeling humble. Just sad you haven't heard from okay. Right? Do what you want to do. So let's take a look here. I know, right? So let's take a look here. Is this the I keep on wanna calling her a birther? Is this the birther? One of these days I'll remember. Hmm. So we have the Queen of Fire here, and, as far as making any effort, I feel like there's something in the works here, you know, um, because 'cause we've got the Two of Water, which is the Two of Cups, and we've got the Messenger of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands, which is fast movement, right? So I feel like they wanna do something because this is they put their mind to something, they can really get things done. But, I feel like they're I don't know. Well, and we got 8 of Fire here too, which is fast moving energy. Um, well, they just for someone who because aren't they the I keep on now I'm saying the maid servant. No, it's not a maid servant. It's I just feel like they're for someone who isn't really in helping people birth a babe. I think this is one that birth babies and stuff. Very unorganized when it comes to other things because I feel like they are poor at planning, procrastinator, almost last minute feeling around this. And it's just like rush, 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 rush. Because you got the Knight of Wands, which is fast moving, the fastest moving horse. You also have the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Wands, which is fast moving energy, and the Eight of Air, Eight of Swords, which is clearing away thoughts and I mean the our thoughts. Yeah, it's clearing away thoughts and beliefs that make us feel blinded and bound and trapped. And I feel like the eights are very flowy energy, so I feel like they're all these ideas are flowing and they're wanting to do things, but I feel like midwife, thank you. Birthing servant. That's what it's calling there. Yeah. um okay. So so I feel like I feel like that they are going to do something, but I feel like it almost feels like um last minute. Oh, and look at this. Two on top of her head. Like it looks like birthday candles. So I feel like it's a I don't want to ruin your surprise, but maybe it's a surprise that they're doing, and that's why they're doing it last minute, where you don't have communication. They just want to surprise you with it. Um, but I think, quite honestly, I feel like it's a combination of a surprise and an ability of uh, uh, what is it? Lack of, or it's a poor planning, a lack of good planning, and it's like rush, 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 rush. I feel like I want to get you another card here for your birthday. Let's see here. Let's do the. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the birthing servant, the Prairie Majesty Oracle. Let's take a look here. See what else Spirit wants you to know here. I feel like they're gonna make effort, but I feel like it's, um, surprising and last minute. Oh, yeah. So it's gonna be like, "Oh, crap," and that could be, "Oh god, I woke up late. Oh, go, 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 go." Oh, interesting. Wow. Clouds. This is the card, which is interesting. Let me see what that is. I have never seen that before in this deck. It's a fairly newer deck. But let me see here. What is this? What are the clouds? I wonder if it's something extra or maybe it's just an extra card. Oh no, it's a celestial card. Ooh. So you got a special celestial. There's only 4 of them in the entire deck, and it's called Sky, and it says expansive, freeing, open, big picture, a blank slate, imagination, observation, a thought process. And I like this. This is only the start. Trust your instincts. I know, right? Boom. I was surprised by that card. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that before. So I do like that for you there. Um, but I feel that was important, but I feel like I want to give you another one. All right. And up in the sky in the clouds, you've got the crow with notice, observation. What can I learn from observation? Hmm. Let's see what the crow has here for you. And see what else they have here. Okay, it must be in this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the world around us is rich with messages and potential. Crow flies into your awareness today to encourage you to pay more attention. What shiny objects catch your eye? What can you glean from closer inspection of what's happening in your vicinity? Crows are common throughout the Midwest and forage grasslands for food. And these chatty birds have a distinctive caw that makes them easily identifiable, even when we can't see them, right? Very cool. Crows are well known for their intellect, their cleverness, and their communication skills. As scavengers, they provide waste management services. That's funny. Their penetrating power of observation helps them adapt and solve problems. It's part because they have the ability to remember and apply what they've learned. Being curious serves them well. Whatever's on your mind today, there's a good chance possible solutions and insights are close by, waiting for you to notice them. Expand your view through minimizing distractions, practicing curiosity, and being present in each moment. What does this reveal? How can you apply it? Sometimes noticing is a matter of willingness to see what's right in front of us, even if we'd rather not. Mm. If this resonates, explore why. What have you kept hidden, either from others or from yourself? Bringing it into the light for reflection may hold a clue for moving forward. Ask Crow to help you understand and adapt. Yeah. So I think you are picking up what they're putting down there. So the sky's the limit, this freshness, the celestialness. I really like that. Yeah, me too. Especially, when there's like I'm out walking and there's like 10 around me. I just feel very uh, you know, like they're messengers for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like they're gonna make some last minute effort, um, rushed, and yep, sky is the limit. And And I feel like observations around this and around other things, it's a good time, like when you said that, you know, uh, going for a drive, listening to music, and you're going for lunch, when you're in your alone time, just really observing what you're seeing, let your it's right before your eyes, and it's just like, what am I not seeing that's there, that will help you, so I like that, Aprilia. So, many blessings to you. Happy birthday to you again, and don't have too much fun, just enough. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I feel like it's going to be, it feels rushed and it feels last minute. So I feel like it will be today, but I don't know. I just feel the thing that you're to see before your eyes is just, I think we talked about this before, didn't we? How we can feel like we're being fit in between the important things. And we're like, what? Why am I being fit in and how am I fitting myself in between the important things? It's a weird day. Yeah. It's a good birthday celebration to, you know what? This next year I'm going to choose me. I like it. That's, you know, when you're 23 again, it's all about me and in this uh year of 23 for me again. Well, it is 2023, but I'm at like 23 years old. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because you have the 10 of fire that came in here, the 10 of wands, all this energy burning away the things that no longer serve and realizing where you're investing all of your energy and why. It's like, what can I release? It's a good, especially with this new moon coming up here in Gemini. Um, right? That's right. You're 2 21-year-olds. Boom. So yeah, I just feel like it's a time with this new moon to see what you're wanting, what you're releasing and what you're going to plant for this next year too. So I like it for you. Some good changes coming for you. That's right. All right. So happy birthday. Enjoy yourself. And yeah, choose you. I like that. Choose you. 42 is the year of you. All right. So thank you again for your donation and happy birthday. All right, Andrea. Excuse me. What is the current energy from the Leo? All right, let's take a look here. Barely in communication. Let's take a look here and see what's going on with the lion here. All right. Well, we've got the star card here is the like this wish fulfillment, wishing upon a star card here. The 7 of fire, 7 of wands is about being seen, being up on a hill and not kind of, it's not being feeling like you have to defend yourself and your dreams of what you're wanting, but I feel like it's also about not settling, right? And I just feel like the current energy from the Leo, they like to be seen, of course, right? Leo energy and all you Leos, it's not offensive, it's not judgmental, it's just what happens. And you can't help it either about being seen because all the fire elements, Aries, Leo, and Sag, you have this energy that stands out. I mean, how can you not be seen when you're this fiery horse standing up on a hill on night? And like, how can you not see this unicorn? Like people can't, like just glance and not see you. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, look, a unicorn on fire. So they have this desire to be seen by a lot of people at this point in their life here. And I don't feel like they can um, you know, I just feel like they don't feel like they can meet up to wish fulfillment and they fear failure. They feel fear of, sorry, letting people down. And I don't feel like they, um, make a lot of oh, you're in Aries too, sorry. So Aries, you like to be seen too, but you like to be seen in a way of, "I want you to see me. I'm here. Can you acknowledge me?" Right? But I just feel like they are this firestorm that they don't I feel like they fear letting people down, and I feel like it's of course carried over from a lot from their childhood. They just feel that they couldn't ever live up to, people's expectations, constantly told how they punish for doing wrong and just being a disappointment in a way. And so now they are it's almost like they sabotage relationships and situations that they feel like they're not gonna be able to be 100% successful at, because I feel like they live in a black and white world of all or nothing, and so if they feel like they can't be successful, then they have to fail at it, but they have to do things and they make it happen to where they fail so that they don't have to be in that fear of doing it. So it's almost like they are always avoiding either getting into things, and when they get into things, they sabotage it to get out of it, if you know what I'm saying. And I feel like this is normal for them. I feel like it's what they've done all their lives. And I don't feel like anytime soon that they're going through this realization that's coming in. So I just feel like it's okay to let them continue on their path. You can't fix it. You can't I don't know if you really want to draw it back, because if that's their when we have certain ways of thinking, we have no other way to act other than how we think. Once we change our minds, we can act differently, but when we have certain thoughts, we can't act any different. And so they can't act any different when they have these thoughts, and we definitely can't change other people's minds. We probably have tried, right? I know I was a manager for many years. People When you try to change people's minds, they just go in a completely different direction. Can only change hearts, which then they change their minds. And how do you change hearts? By giving people unconditional love and patience, and they'll eventually change their minds when they're ready. But I like allow people to show you who they are. People will say all sorts of stuff, but they show you who they are by their actions at this point, right? So I just feel that's the energy that spirit wanted you to know about. And so that's what we have. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Maybe allow you to just let go of the kite string, let the kite go. It's wherever it's going to go so you don't get struck by lightning. But that's what's coming in. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All righty. Cheery, you are up next. So if you okay, so you're talking about your future love. If you both used to be each other's spirit guides in past lives, and now you're both here together, then who's your spirit guides? Who's driving the car? I know. That's so we'll get information, see who your spirit guide is in this life, just as a thing. But the spirit guides are okay. Let me explain it this way. We have one guardian angel that's created when we're created as a soul, and they're with us our entire existence everywhere. Then we have a bunch of different angels, different lifetimes, who come in and out, and there's some that stay with us our entire this lifetime, and then there's others that come in. They're special agents that help us through different portions of our life. And then we have spirit guides. Spirit guides, we can have a variety of them. They're like the angels that we don't have usually the same spirit guides throughout every single one of our lifetimes, where they're interchangeable, and they're constantly, sometimes we're a spirit guide for more than one person. And, so there's like soul groups of people who it's like the same characters who are on the same movies a lot, that it's like, oh, we play different parts in each other's lives in different lifetimes. And sometimes we're each other's spirit guides, sometimes we're not, and different things. So we can have a variety of different spirit guides too. And then, of course, we have loved ones who are in our life, this lifetime that we're living, and they pass. They also step into our spiritual posse and are with us for the rest of our lives after they step out of their human character's body. And then ancestors. We have a ton of ancestors who, through bloodlines, they also bring in energy and bring in different things like that too. So we have all these varieties, and that, our sometimes our soul partner that we choose was a spirit guide in the past, and there's special bonds with our soul group. And if we're spirit guides, they're even more so. They're like really, they're like the ones that are standing closest to us, and there's people standing behind them, people standing behind them, right? But our spirit guides are people. We usually have this kind of group that's around us that we're probably more connected with, have more experiences with. But in the end, we're all one giant sea anyway. But your spirit guide in this lifetime, you've got the page of earth here, and the queen of water. And I feel like there's two. There's a motherly energy, like a very maternal energy that is one of your spirit guides. And then also this, the page of earth, it feels this one is more elemental. I don't feel like they're male or female energies. They're just this element of earth and groundingness for you in this lifetime. And I feel like both of them, you've are from past lives. I feel like both of these, they do have these. Well, not the element one. The element one just told me, no, not me. I'm like, okay, sorry. The queen of water, the this very maternal energy, is from a past life. You've had several past lives together, um, and they opted on this one just to be supportive and experience this life that you're going through. This earth element one, this grounding energy, they actually, um, you know, they've they're telling me that they have not been on the planet as a human. So they've been on the planet as animals, they've been on the planet as elements. They prefer the earth element because they like they like to be on the ground. They like to be here as a rock and as soil and earth elemental type of energies and plants and animals running upon the earth. They're like, yeah, birds, pff, no, they like groundedness. So that's why they have those antlers. They just really love that. And it's grounding energy. So you've got these spirit guides, and there's, we have, like I said, tons of different beings that are supporting us. We have a multitude around us. If we could see it, we'd be like, oh my gosh, be like, what are you guys watching me? you know, but it's a beautiful experience, Cherry. I like it. So hopefully that answers your question. But that's what's coming through. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right, very good. So green spell, you'll be my next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation from Dreams Days. The 8888. I love it. I love it. All right, and thank you for helping Cherry. Yeah, I haven't made. I know, right? I haven't made a donation on that, so I'm glad now I know how to do that too. So thanks for sharing that. All right, and then Dream Days. You want to find out, is your ex, the Pisces, going through a divorce? His thoughts about you, if any. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what is going on here. And their thoughts about you here. Anything else? All right. Let us take a look. All right. All right. So we've got the magician card here, which is this action, this movement, this fiery energy. So when we're asking, are they going through a divorce? I would say there's a lot of fire, a lot of action happening in their life. And when I the next two cards line it like this, which we have the five of earth, the five of pentacles, feelings of lack, being left out in the cold, abandonment, um, and then the four of earth, which is the home. The home, uh, I look at the four of pentacles like four walls, so this can represent home to me. And when I feel like they're going through a transition in their outside world with their home, with that combination of those three, it feels like, yeah, excuse me, it feels like their home is in this transition, and there's this energy and this action that's happening. So I do feel like they are going through a separation, if not a divorce, because I feel like their home is being split, their home is on its side. Uh, so that's the energy that's coming through there. And when you ask about their thoughts about you, we do have, this is how these came in here. We've got the messenger of air, knight of swords, which is thought and movement, and there's this, this transition, this transformation that comes in here, right? There's this old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. They're cutting away of old thoughts they had, etc. And they've got the king of cups on the side, which the King of Cups, in addition to ruling over water, all the kings are given a second portion of, which is air, which is balancing of heart and mind. So I kind of feel like there's this, they're really sorting things out. They're realizing, I feel like, this relationship, this marriage that they were in, they repeated a lot of things. I don't read reversals. I just read the energies. So I just feel like it's like there's this tipping of things with the card being on its side. Um, like when with our house, with the house one being on the side, it's like, huh. And then there's this this they're thinking, it's like the relationship that they were in here, they're realizing the correlations, the patterns that they've had in all their relationships, and that's why I feel like it's kind of thrown them off, and that's why I feel like it's on its side. It's like they're like they're just like, wow. I feel like the emotions went on the side and they're all in their head, especially with the air being thought and belief. I feel like they're just kind of their emotions have spilt and it's empty. It's like it filled their emotions feel empty right now. And they're focusing in on you know, their their thoughts about things and looking at it all. Yeah, because then the last card here is the seven of air, which they're really realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets were deceptive of themselves, kept them from having experienced cheated things out of their life. In fact, they might even be thinking about how they, I don't know, um, were they deceptive? Did they, um, you know, not stay true to their commitments? I feel like that this is their pattern, and that their deceptive thoughts, they're seeing how that because they were deceiving themselves and that they were thieving from themselves, that they were doing the same thing to others. I most feel like they, looked outside of themselves quite a bit. In other words, a cheater cheats. That's what I feel with this energy coming in here, is that they're realizing, why do I keep doing this? And I kept doing it over and over. But so when you're talking about the thoughts about you, it's not about, like, oh, I want to get back together with anyone. They're more caught in this whole thing of why can't I stay faithful to one person? Why do I keep wandering outside of committed relationships? Why do I keep doing this? And why does it keep ending up this way? So I feel like that's more of what's going on with them is they're seeing that side of them and they're trying to get to the root of it, but I just feel like there's this, oh my gosh, this aha, of going, okay, I see here now, you know um it takes, you know sometimes it takes someone a lot of having a ton of relationships not work out a certain way for them to realize that there's a common denominator in them all. it's it's them, right? So I feel like that's what's coming in with that. So hopefully that resonates, Dream Days. But I feel like you definitely, um if you're interested in getting back with them, uh wait until after they've gone through their aha, and find out why they keep doing it, right? Unless you don't want someone to be faithful. Otherwise, all right. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, cheery sugar. So what animal, and is this your second time as a human? I'm always telling you crazy, crazy things. You know, um, like energy attracts like energy. Boom. So we'll look into that. Cynthia, no, I have not gotten to yours yet. All right. I'm just gonna get a quick sip here. You crack me up. um, so when you're saying what animal the what animal the your earth element was, or your future partner, because that's someone different. Your future partner is someone here on earth. We were talking about two of your guides, so that wasn't you. um I mean, that wasn't them, that was someone else. So do you mean what animal was your future partner? You'll get, yeah, bro, bring it on. um So, future spouse. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, because we all experience, and you'll find this out tomorrow. Sherry, you asked a great question about dimensions, and tomorrow I mention it actually in my take 10. My first take 10 was Zen. That on this plane of existence, in this universe, we have a bunch of different dimensions, um, and we have existences as elements, as animals and plants, and as humans, and as higher beings, right? So we all usually have experienced, and maybe are experiencing, these lives as animals. And so we all wanted to experience all these different dimensions, and so we are experiencing them all. So you definitely, this is not your second time as a human. You've been here so many times. So no, this is definitely not your second. Maybe your 200th or 2000th, if there's that many, maybe 200. But you've been here quite a bit. So you are not brand new in the human existence. There's a lot of history that's bubbling down underneath there. Yeah. Yeah, because you've got the world card. They're like, you have been in so many different worlds that no, you definitely have been here multiple lifetimes. And the animal that they were, interesting enough, we've got the Lovers card coming in here with a lion. So they were definitely a feline in a former life. But I feel like they've really experienced many, many different um, you know, energies, many different individuals. Yeah. We also have they came as an elk, kind of this type of antelope type of individual that was coming in there. Um, and then the Ten of Fire. Ten of Fire is a lot of energy. I almost feel like, this is like a very, very fast. I almost feel like with the combination of the feline, I feel like they were clarifying that they were a cheetah because they liked moving fast and speed. And then several different types of animals too. I mean, different birds because they liked being in the sky. They liked flying. So a variety of different birds too. So they've had many, many different lifetimes as many, many different animals. And like you said, you're attracted to killer whales and orca. We've experienced wonderful lifetimes as different varieties of fish and air land animals. When we realize how many lifetimes, especially as short the lifetimes of animals are, you can imagine, that we've experienced so many different viewpoints of this lifetime in so many different ways. We're very curious beings. So, you know, hopefully that helps there. Many different animals, but those were a few of their favorites, especially the cheetah. They're just like, I like moving fast. So, they just like that speed and that movement. So that's what's coming in for that, Cherry. And I'll get to your additional question here in a moment, but I do have additional donations. Thank you so much, Seba. Hello, hello. I know, right? And do we see you getting married by the end of 2024? All right. Let's take a look here. And have you met them yet? Oh, let's take a look here. And are they super tech? Okay. Those three. All right. Anything else? Um, I do see you getting married by the end of 2024 because you got the Nine of Water. This is Nine of Cups, one of the few wish fulfillment cards. So that if that is getting married, this is like yes, if that's what your wish is. There's this wish come true type of energy there. Have you met them yet? I don't feel like you have. So that would probably answer your second question. We got the Four of Cups, which is a new type of love coming in. There's like usually the Four of Cups will have like three cups in front of them and they're bored with it, and there's a new cup being offered. So I feel this is new that is coming your way. You got the Six of Fire, and I feel like you'll meet them. Six of Fire, Six of Wands is like someone up on a horse, someone being seen and recognition. And so I feel like you'll meet them by, you know, you either standing out or they're standing out. Like usually it's like some sort of stage or some sort of where you're pocketed away. Yeah, it's like there's this pocketing, how like there's this, like a bartender, and not that they're not definitely not a bartender, but it's like how they're like behind, they're here and everyone else is out there or up on a stage. It's like that's how you are where you see each other, or where they are and you see each other. Um, but I don't feel tech here. We've got uh, the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Very earthy, very grounded energy here. Let me check something really quick here too. I think Hmm. I was trying to look here because you got the Hierophant here, which is very, deep inward, even can be like a spiritual teacher. But that could be also what they're seeing here, is that they're standing out from other people. Oh, Taurus energy. Yeah, I thought it was Taurus energy. I just wanted to make sure. Didn't want to misinterpret. So with all this earth energy, and we got the Hierophant, it could be very much a Taurus. This is Taurus energy. But with the standing out and them being true to their authentic selves, I feel like they could most likely be a professor, a teacher, someone who stands out, which would make sense, right? It's someone who, like in a lecture hall, and they're in front of class, or in a lecture hall, they're standing down there. It's that type of energy definitely there. But I feel they're a very grounded individual, that teaches, and I feel like that's not necessarily where you meet them unless you're going to school. But you're like, I am now. I'm just kidding. But the I definitely feel, that you do spot each other, from standing up, that type of thing, but not, maybe it's not class. I think that's just teaching. That's the kind of energy that's there too, is that they're used to standing out and being up in front of people. Um, and I like that. Very grounding energy, though. The Seven of Earth is they're a very patient individual, because they wait for things. You're right. Back to school. Woohoo. I'm being guided, and then, but go visit classes first and go, who's that professor? Wait, before I choose what school and what classes, I got to go through the staff website. Hmm. Go shopping for a teacher, a professor. But I do like all this for you here, but, yeah, I definitely with that, the 9 of water, the wish fulfillment, don't feel like you've met him before. I do feel like you meet him, by you spotting each other, by standing out, and I do feel very strong Taurus energy, very earth energy, possibly, a professor, yeah. Someone who teaches, definitely, who helps people learn, for sure. So I like it, I like it, I like it, and that's what they have for you, Saba. So, many, many blessings to you. Enjoy your back to school. Too funny. Alrighty. So cheery, cheery. Why did you have so many bursts, right? All right, let's take a look here. See if spirit will give you a more detailed answer. But definitely we're all curious beings, and we definitely, just so many different perspectives. We love, 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 love just exploring. We're very, it's like we're scientists in a way. We like finding out things, and that's like when we talk about karma. I don't look at karma as like karmic debt. I look at karma as more curiosity, where, like, if I'm a slave owner, right? Back in the day, like, I'm a slave owner in a lifetime, and I experienced this as a human, and then I want to experience what it's like from that point of view. I want to exchange it. Another lifetime, I experience it from the viewpoint of being a slave, and then I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but now I want to experience it from a third person of watching someone who's neither the slave nor the slave owner. And from that person's perspective, I get to experience what is it like to want to free them, or do I support them, or and then maybe I want to have another experience, like maybe I support slavery, but I don't have, maybe I don't support slavery, and what are the emotions and experiences I get from all these different positions and perspectives. So, like, you have the Emperor card coming in here, which is very stable energy. It's seeing things differently. The emperor, they roll over things, but they get to hear, okay, yeah. So, how we talk about the emperor is in a throne room with all these advisors speaking to him with different situations. The emperor could represent like our higher selves, right? And all these advisors or all these experiences we're having as different characters that we're playing upon earth, right? So we experience it and it's bringing us all this information to where understanding more of who we are by having all these like different experiences, if that makes sense. And they all are all stored down in your subconscious. Have we talked about that? The Akashic records, that you have access to those. It's one of your gifts that you're developing because the Leo energy is child self, but it's also about because the child self, it kind of is the custodian of our subconscious in a way. They're down there. We're 90% subconscious, 10% conscious because we've got all our lifetimes and our Akashic records and everything down into our subconscious. And when we're connecting to spirit, we're connecting into our emotions and all this subconscious stuff that's going on there. So I love that they threw that in there. That's what you said last lifetime. And also the Queen of Water. Again, both of these cards represent there's so much down below, the surface here. There's so much that's underneath that. And you have the Six of Air, movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And I feel like it's more they're saying, why so many times? Because you enjoy the journey, you enjoy the adventure. And I know, you're not the first person nor the last that will say, "I sure hope this is my last time as a human." But when we get back to the other side, when we, withdraw out of the human experience, we're like, "I can't wait to go back again. Can't wait to experience more." Because it's like, I know this is like a giant fear amusement park, and you go and it's like when you go on a vacation and it's like a long vacation. By the time you get to the end of it, you're like ready to go home, right? Then you get home and then you start planning your next vacation. It's kind of like that way. It's like at some point the human's like, this just feels, why did I want this? But it's because, we are just um, not used to this uncomfortable feeling of being small and limited and powerless and trapped in this little human body. And so when we're moving to this higher place and we're going to this higher place, we are able to see things differently, and then it's okay. But that's what's why so many births. And you know I usually joke with most people because it seems like everyone. It's like next time we choose our life path, let's not go out drinking, the morning of, so that when we choose our lifetime, we'll choose a different one. But we're like, yeah, sign us up for it. Ah, let's go, right? So that's what's coming in there. So many blessings for you, Cherry. Hang in there, hang in there. You'll eventually love life. All right. So, thank you again for your donation, and thank you, Maria. Let me. I did not get an email yet, but PayPal acts weird sometimes. So let me just get in here. You're bored, exactly like a vacation. After so many days, you're ready for something else, right? It is loading up here. All right, there it is. Probably not the last. All right. So Maria, thank you so much. It did come through there. And I see your question here. All right, very good. So let's take a look and we will find out when will they ask you to hang out with them or when will you hang out with them? All right, so let's take a look here because that's really two questions, right? Because they could ask and then when will it actually happen, right? All right. So there is this there's like this barrier that seems to be here because we've got the 8 of water, which is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve to move forward. And I feel like this is what they're going through. They've got this heartbreak that has happened. I feel like they're still holding on to whatever whoever just um, they've experienced this disappointment with. It feels like they still are they're in the process of letting go and leaving them behind to move forward, right? So I feel like that, when we're asking when, I feel like they're in the process of letting them go. And so they're not giving like an answer of when because it's like they haven't made the choice yet, because that's left up to our will, right? We have this range sometimes of well, usually we have a range. There's very few times where we have fated events that have to happen at an exact time. We have a lot of fated events that have ranges, all depending upon our choice and the other person's choices that allows it to be sooner or later depending on what's going on, right? And I feel like they haven't made their choice yet here. I feel like they're still, wobbling and, right, it's about, their past relationship, whoever broke they d our hearts cannot truly be broken, but we can experience the feeling of heartbreak. So whoever they experience the feeling of heartbreak with, they're still, like, struggling to let it go. I don't know how fresh this is. The 3 is really standing out, so I'm not sure if it's 3 weeks or 3 months. Definitely not 3 years. I feel like it's fresh, like this year. I feel like they've kinda but um, they still haven't let that go. As far as, and then we had asked, "When will you hang out with them?" Again, there so it kind of all kind of flows in together. We got the 2 of Earth, the 2 of Pentacles. When things balance out in their life because they are, again, they're even balancing on one foot. The 5 of air and the 8 of air are their thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets, their attitudes, their expectations. This is their mental conflict, and this is them moving beyond seeing that they're what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. We're making them feel trapped, restricted, and small. So I do like that they've got 2 8s because these 8s are flow. And if you think of it as like 4 on each side, there's this wonderful flow in the middle, right? When you have a 5, which is where they're starting off here with the mental conflict, and the 3, there's this big lump in the middle that keeps things from moving. It's like the clog in the pipeline, right? But once the clog gets removed, then there's flow. And I see these 2 8s, and I see that they are in the process of doing a rotor rooter in those things. Yeah, right. And definitely, you don't want them to bring in. It's like buying a house with clogged pipes. You're like, no, you can get that fixed before I move in. I do not want to have clogged pipes. Um, so I feel like they're yeah, they're getting their crap together, right? but but they're definitely I like the flow because it's like they're getting to this point where things are starting to flow, and I feel they are ready, to do this. It's just they just have to. It's almost like jumping off of one of those huge. If you've ever been to like a public huge pool where they have that big where people jump off of it. Yeah. It's like you have to get up the guts to do it the first time. And after you do it, you're like, woohoo! The fear dissipates more and more. But it's that first leap that really takes a lot. And so that's what I feel is coming in with that. So that's what's coming through for you there, Maria. So I know patience, patience. Let me just say anything else. I just feel like any hope, anything else. Okay. Yeah. So you have the Ace of Air, which is the Ace of Swords, which is seeing things from a new perspective and cutting away the fears. So this is exactly what we're just talking about. Is that they're saying that they are cutting away those things and questioning, where all this stuff comes from. So yeah, fear, right? Shy, pulling back. So I like it though. It's a happening. It's a happening. Just you know, got to go with the flow for now. Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. So that's what they have coming through. So thank you again, Maria, so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Enjoy the adventure. All right. So I think that was all the donations for now. So we'll scroll back up here and we'd left off with Green Spell. So Green Spell, you want to know what is coming towards you. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit? Actually, I'm going to switch up, give the good tarot a little break, and I'm going to go into the round tarot, one of my favorite. Actually, they're all my favorites. I try to rotate through them all because I don't want any of my children to feel neglected. So let's take a look here and see what is coming towards you, Green Spell. All right. So you've got this King of Swords, which not only co-rules over air and thought, but they get a double portion of air. All the kings do, which makes them the master of thought and air and ideas and communication. And I feel like there's some big thinking to be done here because I feel like there's all these wishes, all this stuff that you're like, I want that, and 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 I want that. And there's so many things. It's like a kid in a candy store that just there's so much that looks so good, and I just don't know what. Well, this King of Swords, this air element type of energy that comes in here is allowing you to step out of the emotional and see things from like a higher perspective. Letting the It's like letting the brain have a little bit of a seat at the table where the heart wants so much. It's like the brain kind of draws them in a little bit and goes, all right, well, let's look at this. I know you want that one chocolate that's $1,000, but for that same $1,000, you can have this aisle of candy. And the heart goes, oh, what? I wouldn't even have seen that. So it's like the brain and the heart are having this good um not a conflict, but a nice cohesive relationship. And I feel like that's what's coming forward is the brain is going to be bringing in some wonderful ways of looking at things, to help the heart. And but the heart is allowed to still express itself and be itself. It's not trying to suppress it, it's just bringing the heart information, if that makes sense. So I like it for you because it does bring you some great awareness and allows your heart to adjust some of its desires and what it wants to do. So that is what is coming in for you, Green Spell. I like it. So many, many blessings to you. And Shane, you will be my next free reading coming up. But I do have an additional donation from Cherry. Thank you, Cherry, for your donation. Yeah, right. It is satisfying to be able to do it without doing the 84 card pickup, whoosh, where it goes everywhere. So you want to know your father's constantly changing his workplace. When will he find the one he likes? His spirit guide will need to help him because he's an Aries. No offense to any Aries. Aries are the babies of the zodiac, so you know it's all right. Let's take a look here. All right. So let's take a look, see what they got here. Yeah. I see where you're talking about the balance here. There's this balancing in the outside world. Um, it does take him really understanding here. The 7 of Swords, it's him understanding his thoughts, his beliefs, his mindsets, that have made him feel cheated and stolen from in the past. So I feel like they constantly change workplaces because they there's like this feeling of not being um, recognized, I guess, or not being appreciated for the work that they do, and I just feel like they just it just does go back. Oh. Oh. Could be the journey they wanted to, right? But I feel like, the reason why they're going from place to place to place does have to do with, they just don't appreciate me, and people get promoted over them, and they work hard. I don't feel um like it's unfounded where they're just like making this up going, I try hard and they really don't. I feel like they work their butt off, but because of these beliefs that are down here, their inner child keeps things away because the moon card here represents the subconscious and the unconscious. So they've got some beliefs that go all the way back to their childhood of how, they've, it's like, I feel like maybe dad, right? That they had to, it's a masculine energy anyway. They had to try so hard when they were young to try to get their father or whatever this father figure's attention is that he um he had to do so much to get so little. And so now that out of balance belief has like plagued him all his life, where it's constantly kept promotions and success and different things from coming. Oh yeah. Yeah. So definitely there's this energy that's there around that. And that's down in their subconscious here that is, impacting them still. So they've got the calling here from their higher self to draw them upward and upward and upward and to be able to go down in here and you know down in here. You're so funny. Um, that's what would need to change for them to do that because here we have it, coming in here. They have this choice. They're standing here. They can continue to do what they've always done. The devil card is all these thoughts and beliefs they have from their earlier that they have to make the choice to do so. And they are still, it's undetermined because they're at this crux in the road here, right? And they are, they have to make the choice of are they going to continue to hold on to those beliefs that they have here that have stolen from them all their life, or are they ready to look at that and bring it from their subconscious to their conscious and go, who was it? Because like you said, you can't heal them and they didn't, you know your experiences, you are the one responsible for like anything that you feel towards them. They are responsible for what they feel towards their father and their father towards their father. Probably from generation to generation there was this thing that was you know being passed down, right? And you are you have the strength to cut that in this generation, that you don't continue that legacy going forward, right? Um, yeah, and if they're ready, and that's the whole thing. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong choice. They're a mad scientist in their own laboratory, having their own experience, and you can't change their minds, right? You tried to change their minds, you tried to help them, but you can't. The only thing that you can do, we can't change minds, but we can change hearts. And how do we change hearts? By unconditionally loving someone. That's all we can do. Give them love, send them love, and they get to have their journey. And you can spend all that energy. I learned that all that energy I was trying to put out here to fix everyone to make sure they were having the life I thought they wanted to be, they were supposed to have, right? That it was a lot of wasted energy because no one wanted it. No one wants to have someone to try to change them, right? It would be like, you know, "I'm gonna try to change you, Cherry." You'd be like, "Oh, come on, give it a try." It's like, no, all we can do is love, 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 and sweep in front of our own door, right? It's a German proverb, "Sweep in front of your own door," and let everyone else sweep in front of theirs, and that's how it goes. So I like it. I like it. I like it. But that's what's coming in, um, their that judgment card being there, their higher self is there and their spirit guides are there. But the power of choice is so huge, and they get to determine, do they want to continue to, ride the ride that they're riding, or, um, and if they want to ride again, we'll ride the roller coaster again. It's what you're here to. You're here to ride some fear rides. If you want to ride it a thousandth time, go ahead. I don't think there's a stuffed animal you get, but go ahead, and go along there. Um, so that is what they have for you there. All right, Cherry, and I'll take your next question here, Cherry. I do have a donation that came through in the meantime. Thank you so much. And oh, well, thank you so much for your donation there, Random. Just because you're very thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. Much love to you. You're helping me learn to receive, aren't you? Aren't you? All right. So thank you very much for that. So Cherry, he has been through a lot, a lot. So spirit needs to stop whatever. What does his spirit say on that? Well, that he gets to be true to his own authentic self, right? So here is your dad, and he's an artist, and he's creating this beautiful work of art on the wall here. He's creating this, right? And then we have the critics out here, the people who are telling him who he's supposed to be, what he's supposed to do, what it's supposed to look like, and all of that. And they're like, okay, well, thank you for your opinion, but they get to make the life what they want it to make, right? When we look at um that's the whole thing, is that there's no right or wrong in the other side. There's no judgment. um it's like, if he's swimming in a cold pool and he wants to swim in a cold pool, then more power to him. If you want to sit in a hot tub, then you can go sit in a hot tub and enjoy the heat, right? But to tell them, you need to get out of that cold pool and come and sit in this hot tub with me, and they're like, I don't want to. We don't, you know out of love and concern, and usually out of fear, we fear that if they don't do what we think that they're supposed to be doing, then this is where the fear happens, right? But when you let go of control of their life, and you're like, you know what, you're on your own journey. You're on this, uh, they want to go down the White River Rapids in a raft. You're like, all right, enjoy your adventure. Who am I to stop anyone from having their own adventure? Whether, whatever happens with it. Um, yeah, as children, if you have a child who doesn't, know any better, then we protect them until they can make decisions on their own, and then they're on their own, right? If he so chooses. But you know, it just is where your anguish, all the emoticon, that you have are your emotions that you're choosing. because you are feeling fear around what that means, or fear of what will happen, or fear of an outcome, or fear. So whatever fears, that's lower vibrational energy that you're feeling around it, right? It's not unconditional love, it's fear. So you can look at and see, what is it that I'm fearing about them not being who I think they should be? You know, "O ruler of the universe," right? I know, I used to have a little deputy's badge. I was God's a little sheriff. Yeah, there's no fault, right? But, we have, I used to have this little, I would take on, the responsibility of everyone's life, and I was, like I said, I was God's little sheriff, going around telling people who they weren't being, and that they needed to be who I knew that they are supposed to be. And I'm like, who am I? I don't know what journey anyone else has signed up for, at least in that state of mind, right? Because when we're in fear and in this humanness, we just think we have this long list of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that we think everyone should be doing, should be, supposed to be, need to be, have to be, must be. And when they don't, we are in this fear mode, and that's not peaceful. You can always tell when you're in your human fear, or you're up in the unconditional love, because they feel very differently, right? If it feels restrictive, and any of the lower vibrational energies, sadness, anger, resentment, um, exasperation, all the stuff, impatience, all of those things are rooted in fear. Fear that people aren't doing what should be done in the time that it should be done, how it should be done, right? And so there's this, um, you know, releasing of control over what everyone else is doing, right? Yep, so we've got we've got this um you know way of looking, and we're looking at, it's their relative's fault. They're so wounded that he's wounded. It's like, no, our wounds are our own. Things just happen, but every moment, we are making the choice of what story we put to a situation, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, and what energy and action we're putting forward. We are. No one, um, it's like if our society, like at when every child is born, all fathers leave, and mothers always raise the children themselves. When a father would leave, no one would be wounded by it. It's just what it is, just the norm. But when we have this belief that, no, this is what is supposed to happen, and then it doesn't, then we have this story of pain and abandonment that we put to the story, and then we choose this emotion of of being abandoned and being left behind, and having this thing happen, and then this is the energy I'm going to invest in. I'm going to reinforce all that. So we're the ones that choose it, right? We're the ones that choose for the things to come through. So we are the ones that are in power. And what his ancestors are doing, thank you for your additional donation, Cherry. And Love 1234, I did get your email. So you'll be up next. Um, so our ancestors, they don't, on the other side, there's no should, there's no judgment, there's no supposed to, there's no right or wrong, because that's a human thing. That's our judgment, you know. It's allowing this it's allowing this experience, you know. Every moment is of love. It's either of high vibration love or lower vibration love, but every moment is of love. It's like this is a giant improv play, and people are putting it up on this huge stage of the world, and the people in the audience, when someone's going through something in the play, does the audience stand up and go, No, you shouldn't be doing that way. You shouldn't be acting that way to them. Stop it." It's like, no, because they realize it's not real, that this is an experience that we're experiencing for the sake of learning and growing, but it's not reality. This is just a character that we're playing for the sake of learning and growing and going through it and experiencing. But then when we pass out of the human character, we're suddenly connected back to the actor behind the character, which is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. It's like playing a video game, right? When you're playing a video game and there's an avatar that is there, then um then they're going through their experiences, right? And um but other people aren't going, stop it, don't do that in the game. They're like, it's a game. Let them play the game, and you're responsible for the character and yours. But you try to grab someone else's joystick, you're going to get punched. They're like, or no, 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 leave my, my joystick alone. That's not bad. But, it's like, no, we each are in control of our own experience. We try to control other people's, and it's like, nah. So, he gets to feel as hurt as he wants to be. So, is he not as hurt as he thinks he is? None of us are as hurt as we think we are. It's fear. And once we step out of fear, we're not hurting anymore. So it's like, oh, okay, it's an experience, right? No, your higher self is laughing at you. Because he didn't hurt you. He had an action out of fear, because every moment is of unconditional love or fear, right? And if someone does an act of unconditional love, it means their inner child felt unsafe or out of control, and they're in fight or flight mode. They are out of their minds, acting like a 2-year-old with their pet cat, and whatever they do is a 2-year-old. And so, whatever they're doing, if we choose to go, oh, this hurt me, that's you applying that thought and that story to what happened. You're choosing what emotion to feel. You're choosing it. So no one can hurt us. That's our own job. We are the only ones that hurt ourselves by putting this thought and this belief and this emotion. But there's nothing wrong with that, because eventually we realize, and we step into our power going, I'm the one that decides it all. No one can hurt me. That's where I want the control, not out here, right? I want the control here. And that's where the control is. Yeah, yay, I'm all healed now. Boom, see? Good. Now you're who I think you're supposed to be, Cherry. But bunk. And here we go for full circle. All right. So that's what they have for you, Cherry. So the ancestors are always, all of our support team is always given each of us all this love energy and these messages to help us on our path and our experience. But they understand why we're choosing what we're choosing and why we want to go ride the fear rides we want to ride. And they're like, woohoo, let's go along. Yeah. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Woohoo. Yeah. All right. So that's what we have for you, Cheery. Hey, Misty. Love 1234. Thank you so much for your donation as well. I'm just gonna close my blinds here because I'm scared something's watching me, and I'm just kidding. It's so I don't get distracted by bright, shiny things that go by the window. um, Squirrel, right? Okay, see, we're back. So, love 1234. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. And so let's take a look here. So you've got 4 questions. So number 1 here. All right, let's take a look here. if see here, we've got you've got the 9 of cups, wishes come true. Got the higher calling and the ace of cups here. If that's your wish, then, there might be, it might come true here. But I feel like this is more joyful and more calling and, um, here's the overflowingness and all this here. So, I mean, I feel like there's this wish fulfillment. It's just it feels very cheerful here. It doesn't feel like, a bad thing, but that could be like you're like, "Yes, I do want to go on," right? Yeah, because 'cause wasn't it this didn't I say like mid-June, mid to late June? Oh, right, yeah, that would make you July, right? So you'll be free to move forward. Yeah, well, you definitely well, you have the Temperance card, which was the patience, and you have the 8 of, Pentacles, which is blood, sweat, and tears and movement forward. You can't stay where you're at, it's time to move up, and, power of choice, are you gonna mourn your job and then run? So, it is definitely a possibility here with these cards that it is part of the, transition that we are talking about here, moving from the old to the new. Because I thought didn't weren't you gonna get communication in June, about movement, and then, July, everything unfolds, and then you start definitely by August, right? So, I feel like that might be what's happening here, and you said here okay. I know, right? Freedom! You don't have to feel bad about leaving, you're like, "Bye-bye." Yeah, because it's been we talked about the eagle's nest, right? How, it becomes more and more uncomfortable, and then you're ready to fly. So, I feel that, yeah, I feel that. So, here we go. I think it's starting here. And then number 2, you wanted to see here, um okay, so project manager, okay, those are those. And then will it be remote? Okay, so those are for here. Let's see, what does this say here? Oh, okay. We do have here I feel like the cards came out opposite because this card came out for the remote, but I feel like this is positive. It's a new birth. It's new birth, mother nature, mother nurture, nurturing, but production. She births babies, so there's this product that's being created, right? So I like that. I feel like that is an affirmative with that because when we asked about will it be remote? I think it is because you got the hermit card, which is being by yourself. You got the home card, the 4 of wands. It normally doesn't mean that, but I really felt like this reminded me of the 4 of pentacles. So it just it screamed home to me. So there is this at homeness here, and the king of pentacles, which is feeling this wholeness here, right? Yeah, so I feel like that's what's coming through here, right now for that. So, so I do see that definitely possibilities coming in here. All right. So let's take a look here and see for number 3. I don't think so. Let's take a look here. Get some clarity. No, I don't feel like that they turned you down here. I feel like with this the justice card here, it's about balancing. They're balancing things out, right? They're seeing things from a different perspective. So they're considering, they're weighing options, they're weighing things. So I don't feel like it's like a a turn down. I feel like it's well, let me think about it. Let me just kind of get wrap my head around things, right? Because we have the magician card here, which is about movement and action. And I feel like they like to be this divine masculine energy. They like to be initiator. They like to make the movement. They like to manifest. They like to. It's almost like they like to be. I don't know if they like to be in charge, but I feel like they. Whoa, hello, hello. Sorry, hit my microphone. Can you still hear me? Okay, good. Um, but we've got the death and the rebirth around the and ending and the beginnings around all these expectations. So I feel like what they're doing here with those with the because this let me get this over here, this ace of swords here, it's about cutting away a lot of expectations and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, and they just don't want that. They like the excitement, they like the freedom, they like this movement, they like to express their fire. But I'm not sure what you asked where you might have felt like you were turned down here, but it just feels like maybe they felt like there's a lot of expectations, or these are left over from their past, and they're just like, I don't want that anymore. Maybe it reminded them of the past, and they're like, no, no, I don't want that. I like the newness. I like this. Again, not freedom as in far as like, I just want to, I feel like they want an adventure with you, but not with a lot of. They don't want to feel a cage being put around them, if that makes sense. So I don't feel like they turned you down. Mm, okay, yeah. I feel like giving them a little space, because didn't they just come back from a trip? I just feel like they're just like, uh, they're trying to get their wrap their head around things, because I feel like they just got back. But and let's take a look here. We'll verify their energies and feelings. Whoa. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Yeah, so their energy seems fine here. We've got the we have the Knight of Wands, the fastest moving knight, a lot of passion and movement. We also have the Knight of Swords, which is movement of communication. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities in the outside world with you. So I feel like you're going to get a response from them that they do want to hang out. It's just I feel like they're trying to get things organized because of this balance. I feel like they're just trying to get some balance back into their life here. I feel like, because weren't they like traveling for like a month or something? I just feel like they've been gone and they're just like, okay, now I got to get things back in order, right? So I just feel like that's coming in here. Yeah. And here's the king of swords, the master of air, right? Because the king rolls over air with the queen, but they're also given a second portion of air. So this is the master of air, and then we have the queen of cups, which is the master of emotion. Rolls with the king with emotion, but she gets double portion of water. So it's like you guys are in two different planes. He's all about the thinking, 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 and you're about the emotions right now. So they're trying to get their head around things, and you're trying to get your heart around things. And you will get, it'll come together here. So fear not, fear not. Just focus on gratitude for, um, do you remember what you appreciate about him? Do you remember what you love about him? Do you remember what you're grateful for around him? Focus in on that. because then we start looking at how they're falling short, then we know we were falling into expectations. And that's those 10 of swords, right? That starts bringing in these feelings of entrapment. And then we draw in more things of, you know, what are they, you know, because we're telling the universe, I really enjoy them not living up to my expectations. Can you have them disappoint me some more? And then they do. But when you focus on what you're grateful for, truly in your heart, you can't fool spirit, but truly in your heart, sit there and go, you know what I'm really grateful for? And even tell them too, something I'm grateful for you is this. I just want to let you know. And that brings in more things to be grateful for about them instead. So I like it. Alrighty, so that is what they have for you, love 1234. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And Misty Blue, Misty, thank you for your donation. And I believe you asked something up above. So let me just scroll here. You can see me like looking with my old man eyes. It's because there's a bright light. That's really what it is. A Leo moon. Oh, okay. All right. So, how is R thinking of you today? He lit up a cigarette after we saw each other from a distance. His walk is better than the cover above. Oh, oh, oh. You're so funny. All right. So let's take a look here. So, what is R's energy? From a distance, he lit up a cigarette. Is that like a code? Let's see what their energies are right now. Yeah, I tell you, each time that 3 of Cups comes up, doesn't it? This three-party situation, right? Um, but the first card that came out was the 9 of Pentacles. Hermit's card, they're trying to, find out their worth, find out what they're wanting. They're in this, you know, inner sanctum in a way. They're just trying to figure things out. And we've got this world card, ending of old cycles, beginning of new things, a new world that is coming in. I know, right? Well, we your guides warned you, right? Careful, careful that hot blood. But they're in this, and with the world card and the Hierophant here too, they really are looking in here. They're, this is them being drawn inward. And commitment too. Yeah. So, but this is them trying to really discover what it is they truly want in their lives. But this also is the marriage card. This is also, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, which is the home. So marriage and home are very much on their mind, and they have this. Um, this is the 3-party. This means that there's, you know, this when we're talking about relationships and there's all this stuff happening, that's like the a third party, like fooling around on the side, married with married or in a commitment but having someone else and not being faithful and true. And the whole thing with that is that, do we want that? Our society teaches us that you're supposed to be committed to one person, and so we have that wonderful experience of feeling betrayed. It's why we have it. It's like, yeah, we don't have that anywhere else. But then we also learn a lot about our worth, and is that what I feel I'm only worthy of? Am I attracted to unavailable individuals? Why do I keep choosing these people who, can't keep it in their pants and can't, do this stuff? We've all gone through this, right? It's like, why? And it's like all these mirrors showing me how I feel about myself until I see it. So I feel like there's this energy around here, but I feel like they're very focused on this new world, trying to get themselves together, They're have the focus on marriage and home, but then they also have thinking, "Well, I wonder, could I have the best of both worlds?" And it's like, "No, you can't." Because that means, 2 people are only getting a half of both worlds, right? So, that's the energy that's coming in. Hopefully that helps. Um, but that's what's going on. So, many blessings to you. Again, thank you, Misty, for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. All right, LA, thank you for your donation. And you want an energy reading on, yeah, that's not your boyfriend. It's someone's initials. I get it. Thank you. And did what you say to him affect him? Oh, look at the little devil horns. Wow. Let's take a look here. So, energy, that's their energy. Whoa, get back here. All right. And then these. Wow, 2 sevens. So their energy here right now, emotional confusion. And then we have here the, power of choice, victory and movement and their choice. So I feel like they're just trying to understand what they want to feel. I just feel like their emotions are all over the place, but ultimately they step into the, behind the rails here. I don't feel like they're someone who gets out of control very easily here. Yeah, they've got this kind of stepping back and reviewing everything. The high priestess steps into her high priestess temple, connects to above, looks behind the veil, dives deep, looks at everything. So I feel like it did cause them to step back for a moment just to go, okay, what's going on here? And they're just wrapping their head and their heart around things, but they're choosing what emotion and what story and everything that they want to put around here. I don't think it affected him, quite honestly, here. Wow. Because I feel like he's just, he's in his own space here. There's this, um, you know, here's the inner love and the higher self. And, I feel like this, this talks about this is the character you see, but remembering that behind this individual is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. And this character they're playing is just a character. And, when we have situations like this, when people come across our path, they show us our fears, right? Because like when we have a judgment in our mind of that's a madman, a wonderful thing that Byron Katie, if you ever have a chance to check out her, it's called thework.com, and she's also on YouTube. Wonderful, sweet lady now. She said people used to fear her until she discovered the work, which is the mirroring of everything in our life, where when she would say, like, if I think that's a madman, how are my thoughts about them mad? You know, so if you think, oh, they're crazy, how are my thoughts about them crazy? Because when we're able to step away from our thought and belief around something and see it from a non-judgmental way, we can see people for who they are, and we can see the situations for what they really are and what they can bring for us too. So, these things that happen in our lives, they really do show us. It's not by accident. There's no accidents out there. Everything unfolds for us. And we can ask ourselves, oh, why did I need to come across a madman today? Right? How did I want to see it? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So you have these beliefs that people who beat up people and sell crack are crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, from the human place of fear, I understand where everyone's coming from. We have these thoughts and these beliefs. And when we have fear around them and we're vibrating at a lower vibrational energy, then that's what we do bring in for us to see it, right? but when we're from a place when we are able to transform and look at things differently, then our life does change. So, yeah, there is more to the story, always more to their story too, about being an abused little child and, things happening to them. Um, so, and I understand you're both very passionate about this, and so I'm not going to get into it in a live for you guys. Um, but just know that there is more to it in the, underneath the surface and from the higher perspective. And when we're able to, look at things from a place of unconditional love, we see the world completely differently. When we're looking at a situation or the world through the eyes of fear, we're going to see something completely different, right? And I know, I mean, definitely I understand, abusive relationships, abusive things. It's hard for us as humans to comprehend that um, that spirit doesn't look at it and go, "Ah, how bad, we need to stop this." They're like, it's a video game. When we can realize that, we can step outside of this experience and see things, the whole world changes. And I know it's probably hard if it's raw and these feelings are there. It's hard for us to see that. So, it's hard to see that. So that is what they have coming through for those. So thank you again for your donations. And I know it's a rough situation, and um, I know in this moment that Spirit has shared what they want to share around it, and um, it's something we can always revisit later, of course. All right, so many blessings to you guys. Much love to you. I hope you guys understand. All right, so well, we're at a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to return to the free readings. We have Shane. It was the last one. I'm going to start doing lightning round, um, so that I can get through as many free readings as I can. So, Shane, you want to know what's in store for your weekend? All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? All right. Well, you've got this double endings and double new beginnings that are happening this weekend, but it is your higher self that's calling your human into this different direction. So, when you have some things kind of transform this weekend, some things that maybe don't work out exactly as the human would want it, just know that your higher self is, you know, tooting their horn, drawing you into this different direction. It's almost like I saw this hilarious um, little video. I think it was on Instagram, but there's like this little puppy head running towards its owner, like a little puffy little doggy. It's running, and all of a sudden you see this other dog, almost equal in size, come and go, bam, and it rolls off, and then that one rolls in. It's almost like that. I looked at it and thought, oh my God, that's what spirit does to us. Our posse. We're heading in a direction like, no, boom, and we roll off into a different one. But it is always for us, not, something that's being done to us or punishing us. We're, being nudged in a direction that's more for our highest experience. So that is what is coming through. Enjoy your weekend, Shane. Just know what's happening for you. I don't feel like it's anything too desperate or too, extreme, but that's what's happening there. Oh yeah, sure, you are right. Any messages from your current spirit guides? I did zip past you there, so sorry, Cheery. I will do that now. Sorry about that. And then Cynthia, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. um so um make sure I didn't miss anyone else here too. Okay, Noah's ancestors. The 111. Yes, that was it. So, any messages from your current spirit guides? Anything positive? No, no, no. Isn't everything positive? Maybe not to the human. I get it. So, let's take a look here. We're going to pull from the higher self oracle and see what they have here for you. They're telling you, "Hey, girl, you better pray." Too funny. So it says this is from Marian Williamson, a quote that she says, "The purpose of prayer is the alignment of the mind with the thoughts and the will of God." And by this card appearing for you today, you're being asked to release your worries and fears and to pray. In many religions, prayer is a supplication, an appeal, or a petition to God to receive something. However, prayer is really a sacred invitation to speak openly and honestly with the divine. It is an honest dialogue of the heart. There truly is no right or wrong way to pray. Speak to the divine about your fears, your concerns, and your worries to release your burdens. Speak to the divine about anything. Refrain from worrying about how a situation will work out and allow the power and wisdom of the divine to heal the situation and provide solutions. Ask for help, guidance, and faith, and trust not only that you're being heard, but that you're being supported and that the issue will be resolved. At times, we cannot understand the outcome of a situation we've prayed about, but remember that the divine is unlimited in its knowledge and will provide the outcome that benefits the best path forward for all involved. If you've been praying for help or guidance but haven't seen a response or sign, know that you have been heard. So keep in mind that the divine works according to its own clock and will provide the best solutions when the time is right. Wow. Very perfect for what we were talking about earlier too, right? So they're letting you know that you can communicate and talk to spirit, talk to the creator, right? And to let it just be a pour out of what you're feeling, what you're needing helping with. And they will bring solutions. They'll bring the ones that are in the right timing, like I said, in the perfect timing for the perfect thing. And we have this faith and this trust in the creator and spirit that, whatever's happening, we know it's happening for us. And I trust that I'll someday, hopefully in my human lifetime, if not when I'm back on the other side, I will understand why this was for the best. And that's kind of what we release from that. So that I feel is what their message from them is for you. And I feel I like that again. So I like it. I like it. I like it. You're blowing your Shane, blowing your horn away. You're too funny. All right. Well, I didn't get the additional one here. So, well, it was okay for one time, right? Let me just get all new mail just in case. No. All right. So let's log into PayPal again. I had to do it earlier too for earlier in the session. That's why I was surprised that I got yours. I'm like, oh, it must be working. Oh, okay. We tried. We tried. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Make sure no one else give anything either. No. Okay. There it is. Cynthia. All right. So thank you so much, Love1234, for your additional donation. So number one. Okay, what would that be like? Let's take a look here and see. All right, so those are for that. And then, okay, I get what you're saying there. And Want it to be a healthy environment. Okay. And then number 3, is that when you're gonna be getting the job? You said getting, oh, when do you see you getting the job, like the timing of that? All right, 1 card for that. And then number 4, ooh la la. Let's take a look here. All right. So what's the job of, like, the product manager? That's funny. I'm sorry, I guess you can see the cards too. So you've got the emperor. Here's manager, right? So I like this because you've got that, and you've got the knight of swords, and you've got the four of swords with peace of mind. So I like all this because this is like you get to make decisions. You get to feel like you're in this place of authority, and doing that. So I really like that. And then because that's like management, right? So you feel like you can make decisions. You get to There's this peace of mind. I know, right? And it's like there's this I just feel like you're validated. You feel like you're given authority, and that you can, um, do this. And it's also, here the Ace of Swords, here and here. That's what it's letting go of a lot of expectations and learning and growing, and you've got the power of emotional choice card too, which of course they have to tell you there's all this stuff, but ultimately you're the one that decides what it will be like, right? Because every moment is the choice there, right? So we've got this here, and we've got this energy here of authority, making decisions, new ideas, allowing you learn a lot, your mind opens up. So it's a very mental job. But ultimately, whether you enjoy it or not is an emotional choice, a power that's within you. So that's what I feel. They're saying that's the kind of that it would be like, what it would feel like. Um, a healthy environment. uh, I feel like for you, this is a yes. You'll see what I mean. So we've got the Empress card here, which is new birth and harvest and freedom, and it feels very and I feel like even though you're like, yeah, I work from home, blah blah blah, and remote, that you like that freedom that comes with it, because it is a new way of looking at things, right? Yeah, for you, because a lot of energy invested. Like, oh yeah, go 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 go. I like that. And the 6 of Cups here, I feel like the manager that you have, I don't know, is it manager? Whoever you report to or you work a lot with. I almost feel like it's like maybe a senior product manager you work with, because I it's almost like there's dots. Like you have a direct manager that you report to, but there's this senior manager who doesn't really you're not their direct report. Like they wouldn't write your review or write you up or do anything like that, right? But it's like you're under their wing to learn and to grow, and so they do have say so, like um into your annual review and things like that, that your manager asks them for feedback on you, and blah blah blah, all that corporate blah 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 verbiage, insert corporate verbiage here. um and it's this person, it feels like you've known him before. I feel like there's this great this great you know relationship. It just like feels like an old friend. So you have this great working relationship with them. So that's why I feel like it's a lot of work, but you love it. and it feels like this birth and this rebirth, and it ends up being something more. Um, Product management on your path, yeah, yeah, because this is the job, right? This is the job that's unfolding here, um, for you here. I'll just pull a card here because it just definitely feels it here. Yeah. So here's the Ace of Swords, higher knowledge, higher learning. Again, that's the all the thinking that comes with it, which I what I like about this is that it's a very much a mental job. Um, it feels like a lot of mental stuff that comes with it, but I feel like the working from home helps because it's like you can go run at lunch, you know, and it's like all that energy of that sitting, like you having to sit for a period of time for meetings or do something like that, that you're like, Psh, you can run and come back, and it's okay because you're not face to face, and you can be sweaty if you want. It's like, psh, that you can do this, right? Yeah. And then you had asked, um, when do you see you getting the time? Well, there's this ending of old cycles, beginning of new ones. There's victory. It's an old world ending and a new world beginning. And um, the timing here, I don't why are they being vague in this one now? We didn't get an eight. Let me see what these other cards are here. Oh, these are completely different. So let me take a look here. Anything about timing? Yeah, we've got the balancing here of heart and mind and this new passion. So they're not giving me an exact time frame, um, on here, but I feel like they say just trust it because it does. This is the job. We said that you were going to be finding a new job by August is when you would have it. So I feel like this is like your world, and it's like this ending a new beginning. So they're like, just trust it. It's going to happen. I feel like they're saying, really, really. They're like, no, no more, no more. So that's what they have for you. Yeah, and you can also travel when you're able to work remote, right? That they're saying, just trust us, right? Just trust us. It's gonna unfold perfectly. And then your last question, I like it. So, so of course, first we have joy, 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 joy. So we like that. We have Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. We like that. The 10 of Pentacles, full and overflowing. It's like, what more could you ask for, right? This is what the 10 of Pentacles is like, full life, right? Um, and then I like this here. This cracked me up because we've got the Tower card, which is lightning strike, um, removing things that no longer serve, and it's like a removal of boundaries, and allows because this both of these together, especially being both major arcana, this is the Fool's card is this adventure free of expectations and free of limitations. And I feel like the Tower, it just like it destroyed barriers, right? The supposed to's, the shoulds, the need to's, the have to's, the musts. And it's exciting. It's lightning strike. It's like Shazam. So all positive things that are coming in there. So I like those for you, and that's what they have for you. I know. Love you too. now I'm all Now it's all warm in here. Woof. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So let me just make sure here. Let me go back to the screen here. All right. So those are good there. All right. And then Sherry, you made another donation there where you just was that a thank you donation? um, or did you have another question? Let me see here. Let me just scroll up here to make sure. Didn't think I saw one, but I'm not trusting my brain. Oh, okay. Oh, your last donation. So you made another donation. So if you're still here, let me know if you had another question there. 'Cause I don't see one. I don't see one. But do we trust me? Do I trust myself? I don't trust myself. Okay. So let me know, Cherry, if you had another question there. I definitely appreciate it. You make so many donations. I really appreciate you. So, Cynthia, thank you for your patience here. So, will you have a safe delivery? Oh, or will there be complications? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. Well, I like this here. You got the victory card here. You've got the this is the chariot. It's the power of choice card, but it is victory. It is movement, and I really like this because I feel like this is telling me yes. Are you due in July? I'm just I didn't keep track. I'm sorry. So if you are in July, this is perfect here too because this is also power of choice. That how like, I don't feel like there's complications, and I feel like it's, a regular delivery. But with anything, your experience of what you're gonna have, how victorious you feel it is, has to do with your mental, like what I'm choosing it to be with my thoughts and my stories, what emotion I wanna feel as I go through it, and what, energy I'm focusing on. Because if I'm focusing on gratitude and the positive things, then all of this wonderful experiences happen. And if we focus on that, it's a horrible experience, then we draw on that lower vibrational energy, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I just pooped my pants. No, I'm just kidding. I know what happens. I know I have a lot of female friends who had babies, but this is the kind of stuff that comes in there. So, oh, early December. Okay. Um, yeah, I thought I didn't think it was too long ago that we found out. So, but I feel it's very, very. It's moving. It's the chariot is a victory card. It feels very, very good there. So your sister told me she has a dream of you, kind of a kid in the past, a scary dream. Oh, yeah. Why would she have that dream about you? I think that's about her birthing something scary in her life. Ooh, mirror. All right. But that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So many blessings to you. Cherry, did you respond to me? Oh, it's a thank you donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So sweet. Thank you for that. All right. Take a drink here. All right. So back into lightning mode. Well, we were still in lightning mode. So, happy pill. You want to know about your twin flame journey? Here's a story about a mighty night of flame in your life. So, you definitely, I'm so sorry, happy pill, that you are having a twin flame journey in this lifetime. But here does tell me with this flame and this night and this, it's the fastest moving flamey horse, that this is a quest for this twin flame journey. Um, If you I don't think I kept it. Let me just make sure here. I thought I had kept the link because it was such an interesting, pick a card. Yeah, here it is. What messages does your soulmate, soul partner, twin flame have for you? So I'm going to give this to you since we're in the lightning round. So if I think it's going to be there if you're not here when you see that, but it is a pick a card that talks about the difference between all three and how a twin flame journey isn't all it's cracked up to be. It's like a master's class and you're taking double the load of classes. It's like, oh my gosh, because even though there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of love and there's extreme here, there's also the extreme of the work that we do in raising our vibration and raising things and facing things. It's like we're trying to get through medical school in half the time, so we're doubling up everything. I know. So, I love it because, we choose it before we come down here. We don't normally do it every lifetime. And I don't get a lot of true twin flame journeys. A lot of them are soul partners, but there's this, uh, wonderful, energy with that. So check that reading, and I feel it will give you some information around that. And we'll dive deeper in another live, hopefully, if we're not in like a lightning round mode, but I feel like that'll give you some good insight into it anyway. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Who's playing emoji with you? You're funny. All right, so let's see where did I leave off here. So magician, you want to know the rest of a June reading? All right, let's see what they want you to know here. Well, you do have the lovers card coming in here. So, definitely power of emotional choice coming in. So there is awareness around emotional choices that you're making every moment. It's either of a higher vibration, unconditional love, or a lower vibration of fear in those related, and that we get to choose what we want to experience. Neither's right, neither's wrong. They just bring us different things, right? Like joy and feeling limitless and powerful and without restriction and all those emotions of joy and love and laughter and peace and gratitude, or lower vibrational energy, which is feeling restricted and small and powerless, and all those energies related to the fears that we get to fear. And we get to experience them. There's not right or wrong. There's no judgment. It's just different. And when you're done feeling one, you can choose the other. When you're done feeling that, you can choose another. It's like a cold pool and a hot tub. You can go back and forth between the two. And there's different reasons why we want it at different times in our life too, right? If it's a hot 120-degree weather day, I'm in the cool pool, not the hot tub. But if it's a a cold evening out, I'm in the warm hot tub, right? So we get to choose what we want when we want it, and there's no judgment. We just can choose it differently. And I feel like that's kind of the some of the awarenesses that you're learning through the rest of the month of June. And of course, can also mean love or an important relationship entering your life. It doesn't have to be romantic, it could be best friends, it can be reunion with family members. But there is this important connection with relationship that happens here too. So that's what's coming in for you, magician. So many blessings to you. Just move this over. I keep on activating things on my side of my screen here. Okay, there we go. All right. And Julia, so you want Leo's current energies. Let's take a look here. Yep, a lot of new thinking, right? Their head is in the clouds. Their head the Ace of Swords is about seeing things from a different perspective, cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and cutting away fears. But I feel like they're in their head, a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, a lot of stuff going on. But I feel like they are up in their mind, that's going on right now. Just a lot of thinking, but it's positive energy around it. It's not, um, I just feel like it's like they're thinking of possibilities and of course there's a lot of their trip stuff coming into their head of got a plan. Like I feel like they're making a list. Okay, I can't forget this. I can't forget this. Let me make sure I take everything. What am I not thinking of? Blah blah blah. I just feel like they're so distracted in their mind around so many things that their head just fill up in the clouds. Um, but I feel like they are um, releasing fears, which is good with that Page of Swords because it is a double-edged sword, which we like. So that's what's coming through for that one right now for you, Julia. So many blessings to you. All right, Shirley, Shirley, happy, happy. Ooh, French fries, yum. So, may you please, will things go better with the veterinarian and your horse, Serenity? She's been having bad behavior um, choices uh, with her tendon hurting her. Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. So, it's interesting because when I was reading that, I'm like, uh, who's having the bad behavior or who's having the fearful behavior, right? Well, here's the 8 of Swords, which tells that everything that happens in your world is a reflection from you, right? Because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So when we're looking at like she's been having bad behavior, I'm like, uh-oh. So what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped? Because this is a flow. There's this flow of letting some fears go. And when you're letting the fears go, when you're letting that, then what does that do? That creates, positive energies going towards the situation, right? And I know it's, when we're sitting in our humanness and sometimes I forget how often I'm so much in I do these readings so much, and then I'm doing other readings during the day. I'm in spiritual world so much that sometimes and I have so much Pisces, we can be so heavenly minded that we forget about the human world, that I know it's hard sometimes to realize when we care so much about things in the physical world that we're like, how has that got to do with me and my journey? That's happening to Serenity, not me, but it's like, but I'm seeing through my eyes, right? And if I change my fears and I change and release things from me, I will see the outside world change because that's how powerful we are, but also it's how we are perceiving things. So I feel like things can get better. There's definitely a possibility for it, but a lot of it has to do with releasing some fears that you have inside here. So that's what Spirit's bringing through you right now, Shirley. Hopefully that makes sense there. And many blessings. I do have her on my list. I did I did slack off when I was focusing on the hospital all week with my 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 host. So I wrote it down here. I will redouble my efforts in sending her loving energy too. All right, Amora Maria, you're up. How does your boyfriend see you? And warnings for the next few days. Oh, all right. Let's take a look here. We are doing one card, so we'll see what they want you to know here. Well, they have peace of mind here. So I just feel like Spirit is saying, just relax, focus on, these are all our fears, right? The three of swords is the expectations equal disappointment card. And I feel like there's just this energy here of they're saying, just relax, bring your mind to a peaceful place, try to see things from a different perspective, from a place of unconditional love and allow it to cut away, these fears, these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, these fears of failure, these fears of rejection, these fears of losing conditional love. Because I feel like your spirit guides are just literally like saying this very deep uh, phrase and saying, which is, you'll either get through this moment or you won't. In either case, you'll be fine. That's not very deep. They're being trying to be funny, which is, that you will get through this moment. And and then you'll be fine. Or if you don't get through this moment, the only other alternative is that you'll be on the other side having a party and a blast with all of them. So they're like, either case, you're going to be fine. You're going to get through this. So, just trust that, everything is unfolding, and they're trying to just say, you know, the more you focus on peace, the more peaceful things come in. The more you focus on your fears, the more you draw those in, right? And so they're like, check your thoughts. Where are you focusing your energy in? Because that changes things around you. So it's important to be aware of what are you focusing on, because whatever you're focusing on is what you're drawing into you, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Amora. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. Hey, Morg. All right, Ms. P. Anything you need to know that's coming your way in the next week. All right. And I am going to be here. Uh, I've got like 15 minutes until 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna stand for at 15 more minutes, try to get through as many free readings as I can. But you can still make donations if you want me to dive deeper. But that's what's happening right now. So, this next week here, this is the high priestess. Just they're saying it's a good week just to kind of step back away from all the chaos and all the drama. Really have some wonderful connection with spirit, connecting upward, going behind the veil, even doing some shadow work, diving deep into your emotions. It's a nice week coming up here just to have this wonderful change. And I feel this Gemini energy of this new moon coming up will really be helpful here with this planting of new seeds and things. So I am planning on talking a little bit about the Gemini new moon, probably tomorrow night and Saturday morning. I'll probably talk about that, or maybe I'll just talk about it at the beginning of the Friday evening one, and then everyone can go watch it. So that way I don't bore everyone that's already seen it. All right, but that's what's coming in there for you, Ms. P. So I like it for you. So many blessings to you. All right, continue moving on down the list here. So, Stephanie Morant, hello, hello. What is going on tonight? Well, you have this world card coming in here, which there's this, um, you know, changing of cycles here, endings of old ways of looking at things in this movement. And it's almost like you're changing worlds. There's this fresh start that's coming here for you. So it begins now in this moment. But there's this unfolding here that's happening. It's the last card in the major arcana. So that's why it's the endings and new beginnings, ending of old cycles, beginning of new cycles. And we end up going down, this new this new route. So I like it for you. It's the beginning. It feels like, because the first card in the major arcana is the Fool card, and that's a new journey free of a lot of expectations. So I feel like there's this freedom that's coming here for you in this release. So I like it. So that is what is coming in for you, Stephanie. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right. Thank you so much. I just got a donation on Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate your generous donation there. Um, Let me scroll down here. All right. So thank you so much, S. Tanger. I appreciate that. And you want to know, will you find a partner? All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you. All right. Wow. Pashing. Definitely something coming flying out of here. All right. Hey, Alexis. Yeah, donations are still open if you'd like to. Absolutely. All right. Let's take a look here. So let me look at these other cards here. Yeah, we do. We have the Eight of Wands here. And so I feel like this is fast movement. And so I do feel you do find a partner, and I feel like it it almost like uh hits you, it almost blindsides you. It's like you're not looking, you're just like, "Ugh, I've had it, blah 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 blah," and you're just, I feel like you're living your best life kind of feeling, where you're just like, "You know what? I'm gonna go live my passion. I'm gonna do my stuff. I'm just tired of these dating sites and people hooking me up or whatever." And I just feel like it's, going down the toilet, right? You're just like, "Oh gosh." And then boom, you're doing something that you love, and it just, like, I feel like it just comes in out of nowhere where you're just like, "Hey," like, "Hey, blah 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 blah," and you're not really looking, right? I know, right? Yay. And they always show me pottery because I have this desire to get back into, not to get back into pottery, but revisit when I was in elementary school and go, work with some clay. And but you look over and then there's this person and you're just like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, "Da, da, da," and you have this conversation and you guys are working and you're doing whatever you're doing, right? And then you have this commonality that really comes in here because I feel like there is this, changing of things because you've got the Four of Swords, which is the peace of mind card. And I feel like you're tired of these lying, deceiving, deceitful people that are, they steal, they deceive, they lie, right? That's what the Seven of Swords is usually like, our own thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. But in this case, I feel it's really like you're like, you know what? I'm just tired of doing what I've always done and getting what I've always gotten. And you're just like, ugh, I am done. And so you're really learning things here, um, with this peace of mind because you're, when you realize I don't want to do what I've always done and get what I've always gotten, you're getting to the root and understanding where does that come from, right? Because they are mirrors showing us what we want to see about ourselves. So then we do ask ourselves, how am I cheating on myself? Right? How am I letting myself down? How am I trying to fit myself in between the important things? How am I neglecting myself? And I feel like this is what you've been working on, where you're really in the self care and self nurturing. And one of the big things here, I feel, is that you're transforming here with the Five of Pentacles. You're moving from this place of feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, feeling lack, um, you know, uh, abandoned, if I didn't say that already. So, there's this transformation that changes here. And I feel like it's because you're getting into the root of where those feelings originate from. Because they were there a long time before, right? Before you started dating. This is actually, unless you started dating when you were 7 years old or younger. But, there's this feelings of early childhood that can transform. And you're realizing that these partners were showing you what you wanted to see so that you could release those, you could transform them, and that there could be this beautiful, beautiful change of heart to where your love, your self-love, is no longer, you're no longer being this vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or their words, and you're pouring it all out, you're releasing them so that it can be a vessel of love instead of a vessel of pain, right? And so you're releasing a lot of these things, going, okay, everyone was showing me what I wanted to see about myself so that I could be free and that I could move into this new way of living, this higher vibration and a love that I thought I could have before, because I'm letting go of all these weights that are holding me down. Like I talked about earlier, there's like a weather balloon, or not a weather balloon, a hot air balloon that we're in with all these weights on it, all these sandbags, right? That are holding us at a lower altitude. But as we learn and we clip them away, going, I don't need that anymore. I see what you were trying to show me, and we're cutting them, and our hot air balloon goes higher, higher, higher. That's where we bump into higher love. That's not like we did what we always did and get what we always got, because that's low altitude stuff. We're high altitude. And so you're bumping into things that are of higher love, and you're like, hey there. And that's what happens here. And I like it because this is an important step to free yourself from that. And then you won't be drawing in this lower vibrational relationships and people, because your heart is free of that lower vibrational things that were charged there. So I do like this because it's so freeing. You do have a movement forward here with the chariot, victory, movement forward, and both of these are your power of choice. Here's the two of wands, which is what energy are you investing in each moment, and then the chariot is the major arcana of choice, which tells us that every moment I get to choose what story I'm applying to each situation with my mind and my thoughts. And I'm the one choosing what emotion I want to feel in each moment. And I'm the one that's choosing my energy and what my focus and intentions are and what actions I'm taking. And as we start focusing on what we're grateful for and focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, we're telling the universe, I like this stuff. I want to feel more of it. And it'll bring more things in for us to feel that. When we're focusing on what we're missing, we're telling the universe, I really enjoy, like, I'm missing love in my life. Can you have me miss love more and miss more things? Sure. Like, oh, I hate this in my life. We're telling the universe, I really enjoy hating things in my life. Can you bring me more things to hate? And sure enough, it does, because that's our power. That's our co-creativeness that we have in our lives. I've been mentioning here what they've showed me this last couple of days is a little kid in a donut shop. And behind the glass, the little kid's pointing at a donut. So they bring a dozen donuts of that, and they're like, "No, I hate this. I don't like this." And they're like, "Well, why are you pointing at it?" And they're like, "Well, because I was pointing that I hate it." And they're like, "Don't do that." They're like, point at what you do want, and you'll get more of that. So don't point at what you don't want, point at what you do want. And so I like this coming in here. And I feel here, stretch, stretch, stretch. But I also want to give you a lover's oracle card here too. Thank you, Madeline. I did see the donation come through. Thank you so much. All right, so let's take a look here. So you got two cards here. The first one is this one, beautiful yin yang, which says balance. No. And that says love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So you've had a lot of great relationships, right? That have showed you challenges, but it's also allowing you to, um, realize things about yourself, and allows you to, move forward. And then I feel like so this is like a message from your future higher, the one in the hot air balloon that you bump into with each other, right? And I like this card here. This is their message to you. Oops, which says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Wow, right? I love that, because that's like the higher vibrational love you're looking for. Not you know, look in the refrigerator, you'll see the love that I put in a container for you for later. That's like what you've had before. You're like, uh, thanks, where you're like, I'd really I don't want the leftovers that you have. I want this love that's as deep as the ocean. Right? That's the dream. And I feel like that's what is coming in there. So hopefully that uh, gives you some hope on what you're looking for, and kudos for what you've been working on as well. So yeah, I do love this. They have like patience. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So it is coming. Again, you've got the it comes out of nowhere here, zoom, right, and you have the a wish come true card, the 9 of cups, emotional wish fulfillment. So I feel like it's really this, you know, wonderful message here, um, and I like it. So that is what is coming through. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And happy trails on the adventure. And again, high five on all the inner work that you're doing there. So many, many blessings. All righty. All right, Madeline, thank you so much for your donation. I just want to make sure I wasn't skipping anyone here. All right. And Alexis, if you did send a donation, I don't see one yet. So let me know if you did, because sometimes it doesn't come through. All right, Madeline. So you said you were best friends for 10 plus years. You recently started dating and he blocked you. Oh, no. I hear you. So let's take a look here. And you want to know if they feel the same about you as you do him, future, I'm missing you. Okay, let's take a look here and see what's going on with them here. And what else? Okay. And anything on the Y here? Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting some clarity here. I just want to be nosy, being Snoopy, finding out what's going on here for you. I know these are not fun situations to go through, right? Yeah. All right. So, why they're doing what they're doing here. I mean, we've got the 10 of wands here. Whatever was going on in their life, they just feel like this big burden in their life. I don't feel like maybe you are one of the things they were focused on in their life. Just feels like their world is was overwhelming to them. So much energy, and it almost feels like they I don't want a midlife crisis kind of energy where they just feel so unfulfilled in their life, which does have nothing to do with anyone in the outside world. It has to do with our own happiness on the inside. I know my dad went, after my parents' divorce, my mom carried a lot of pain in her heart for feeling like she didn't make him happy. And then he married a second time and a third time, fourth time, had people in between that they didn't marry, but he dated. And I just asked my mom one day, and this was like a decade ago after, 30 years of being divorced, maybe more. And I was like, you know, you do realize that it wasn't you that made him unhappy. He was unhappy on the inside. Otherwise, wife number two, three, all the people they dated in between, they would have made him happy. And it was like this ding, ding, ding that went off in this light bulb. And she just realized, oh, wow. Yeah. Because if someone's unhappy on the inside, you can give them the world, they could still choose to be unhappy. So this 10 of wands is not about you. This is about their life and this burden they felt with this energy. They just wanted to be free. That's why this combination, endings and beginnings here is all about them wanting to start their new life just free of any expectations, anything that they feel is burdensome. But wherever they go, they shall be, right? So they can try to outrun it, but the monkey that's on their shoulder is always going to be there and until they face it. Um, and so, um, they're on this search for their self love. They just showed me the X's and O's here, you know, loves and kisses, right? That they're on this search of self-love and you know, um there's nothing that you can do. No, because you can't do anything, especially if they blocked you, right? But there's this energy here of they're off on this trying to find themselves kind of journey that's coming in here because we also got two major arcana of whoops. um Wait, did I have it right the first time? No. Okay. The death and rebirth, and then also the tower. The tower card shows you though too that people are moved out of our life on purpose for a purpose, that it doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. And if someone is in you know our blocking us from moving into the direction that truly our higher self feels is more aligned for us, then they will be removed out of our life eventually. Um, we sometimes we will end relationships, and sometimes we don't want to. It's like working for a company that's an unhealthy relationship with your employer. They you work a lot of hours, don't get a lot of pay, they don't give you raises, you work off the clock. It's almost like they're abusing your good naturedness, but you don't want to leave it because you've been with them for a long time, and you're afraid you won't find another job, and but then they fire you and you're just like, thank God, and I didn't want to do it, but it is done for me, right? So, we do have this energy coming in that things are changing for you here because you do have this um, Seven of Pentacles, which is you realize here when you start seeing the fruit of your harvest that maybe it's not really what you wanted after all, right? Oh, yeah, that's your job now. Hmm, maybe there's a mirror between that relationship and your job. So there is this. Maybe this is a huge transformation. Maybe you're going through a midlife crisis. You're getting ready to have this big new rebirth. But the Seven of Pentacles is like you planted um like apple trees, right? And then here's this big apple orchard that um suddenly, you've waited for it all to grow up and all this done and all this stuff, and then here's the apples and you're like, why did I want apples? Oh, everyone else wanted applesauce and apple pie and apple fritters and apple juice and apples to eat. And I was like, okay, I'll grow it for everyone else. It's not really what I'm into, but I'll do it for everyone else. And then you have all this harvest and you're like, I'm tired of apples. I don't want apples. Why did I plant apples? And then you're like, I want guacamole. So it's like this change, this transformation where you're selling the apple orchard and you're buying an avocado orchard so you can have guacamole. And this is what the Seven of Pentacles I feel is doing it, because here comes this movement of energy, this quick movement of energy in your life where there's this very transformative flowing energy that's coming into your life here. And you're beginning to see things here. You're beginning to see things from a higher perspective, connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm that allows you to see the fears that you've had that have kept you in places, kept you in kind of maybe stagnant waters, or kept you from allowing yourself to have what you want in your life. But this is a beautiful, big transformation that's happening, and it's cutting away these fears, these thoughts, these beliefs, these mindsets. And I like this for you because I feel like he's on his own journey. This ending and beginning. I'd say he's only caring about himself right now. That's all he can see because of that burden. I don't feel like you'd reach out. I feel like you should move on, quite honestly, with all these cards, because where this is taking you is here's the hermit's journey, one of them that takes you into place with spirit, finding a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world. It's this feeling of wholeness and completeness within yourself, where you feel this wholeness, where you don't put up with the job or people not, trying to fit you in between the important things and not giving you the love and the love that you pour out. But you get to give that love to yourself. You get to give and you get to nurture yourself. And then with this journey you head into, you do find love, a true love that is more in like I said, with that tower card, this person's being removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose so that the space is available for this other individual further on down your path. This person is being removed as an obstacle out of your life so you can head towards that into something, into a relationship that is more, more aligned with your heart, to where you don't feel like you're giving into a black hole and you get nothing back, where you give 90% and get 10%. There's this beautiful transformation that you're heading towards, where you'll be able to be with someone. It's like someone that you like dating yourself. You're like, wow, I wonder what it would be like to be in a relationship with yourself, right? If you could find someone who was as giving and caring and um, attentive and compassionate and listening, supportive, right? These are all your traits, right? And you're like, I wonder what it would be like to have an employer like that, to have a lover like that. Well, you can. But there's this transformation that's happening, and this person being removed is like the beginning of it. So that's what's coming in. I know, right? Right? Surely you're like, what? Yeah. And I know I've been there too. I mean, I had 5 long-term relationships that were longish, 1 year to 3 years is what I considered long. And I understand the pain, and I don't mean to. I'm glad that we have loving people in here sharing hugs and doing all those as I share the messages from spirit. I know, um, I definitely, my heart definitely goes out to everyone. I've been through those. My human can relate, and spirit is like they just want us to see things from a higher place and understand that there's so much more, and that you know that we have that there. Soul vampires. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So that is what they have for you right now, Madeline. So thank you for your donation, and hang in there. We send you lots of love and lots of hugs. You're not alone. You have a beautiful soul family here, for sure. Alrighty. And again, thank you so much for your donation. And then love 1, 2, 3, 4. You sent. You're done now. You're so funny. Thank you for your additional donation. And let's take a look here. All right. So let's take a look here. So, is the company a travel company? Um, I don't feel like it is. I feel with the High Priestess and the Ten of Pentacles, it feels more home-based, you know? There's this, here's the High Priestess away in her temple, and the Ten of Pentacles, it feels home, not so much like, like a traveling. It feels more home-based and solid, whatever that would mean. We have the Ace of Magician too, which is manifesting, bringing things, maybe production. I don't know. They're creating something here, but that's what the magician does. But I feel like it's home, home, home. Well, no, I thought of that at first, but I feel like it's not travel, it's not going distances, it's like something that is more centralized, and it's not about, like their purpose is not around, it's like security or production, building something, because homes are building, and buildings, right? And then the manifesting is creation of things. So I don't feel like it's like travel. It feels more creation, stability, for individuals, or yeah, it's just the two of those together felt very solid, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in for that. And then what do they wish to say to you? So we have this, Page of Pentacles is opportunities in the outside world, and again, I feel like this is them, with the Three of Wands, is them wanting to go different directions with you, to go into these different opportunities. But there's this, it's like plans. It feels like it's different than what I don't know if they've shared anything with you before. It just feels the Three of Wands can be both of you actually about changing. It's not changing directions like out of the out of a relationship. I feel it's like altering and maneuvering into new opportunities within the relationship. So I feel like it's like you think, okay, it's going to go this way. It's like, no, we're going to off road it. We're going to go over here and take it in a direction that you're like, whoa, I never thought like this is what, oh, okay. It feels like there's an altering of course, but it's not like out. It's just, let's go over here. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. And I feel like it's, because and it comes back to I feel like they're like very not mental, but they're like, they get into their brain and you get into your heart, that they are like, the mind, the mentalness of them wants to go do this, and the heart of yours wants to go do this. Like, you know, hey, let's go paintballing. And you're like, what? I wanted to go on a romantic dinner, So I feel like there's this allow this altering, of course. And I feel like that's what they're trying to tell you, because you asked them, what do they wish they could say to me? Is like, I like to do things differently. And I like doing this new opportunities and these new things. So I feel like they want to do things, and here kind of almost the same message. They have these fears. We've had this before too, right? So there is this, looking at the, what they fear will unfold, come true, blah 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 blah, from the past, these fears. But they want you to know that they're trying to let go of old ways of, this, because the world card is letting go of old cycles and beginning of a new cycle, new adventure, free of expectations. And I think we keep coming back to that, where they just, um either I, I don't feel like you're putting a ton of expectations on them, but I feel like they have a ton of expectations in their head. And so they keep on hearing all the whispers of, well, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. And sometimes if you say something, you know, whether you know it or not, it's echoing an expectation from their past, right? And so it's like allow more freedom, just to allow them, you know, I don't think you're well, I was gonna say that you're not pushy, but we know you are. You just ask for what you want. That's not pushy. But, it's like you want a movement, you want action, you know, you're not a slow mover, right? And even it's like you're used to going 150 miles an hour on the freeway and you're like, "Okay, let's go down to the speed limit." Feel like you're going at a snail's pace, right? Yeah. But it doesn't have to be, like I said, there's all this stuff in their head already, and you can't help but, like, you're just like, "Hey, you wanna get together?" You know, "Oh my gosh, what if I don't wanna get together? What if I can't? What if I" there's all this stuff. Yeah, yeah. So, uh, I feel like, just balance it. But I mean, I feel like that's what they want to tell you is like, I have these fears of stuff in the past and I want to go in this different direction and I want something that's free of expectations and just want to have adventures with you and just allow it, without a whole lot of you know, expectations. Supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, must. And just enjoy it. Because I feel like it just unfolds nicely without all that stuff. Just show appreciation, for who they are, right? So, hey, Chrissy, yeah, I am still taking super chats here. I'm going to be ending my free ones. Julia, yeah, I believe I did. Can't tell you when because I've been on for almost 3.5 hours, but sometime, somewhere. um, Something about their head in the clouds, Julia, I think. But, yeah, so that's what's coming in, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, so I like it, I just feel like they got a lot going on, a lot going on. And so just allowing them to be and how you respond, to them is so important. Um, but, also outside of your control of how they receive how you respond. So do your best and enjoy the adventure, right? All right. So that is what is coming in for you. And again, thank you so much for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate that. All righty. Let's see where we at here. Oh, it's probably good that I am done with the free because I think after a certain amount of time, a lot of the chat up above disappeared. Think I'm beyond the limit or something. I don't know. But so for all of you that had I didn't get to on the free ones, the good news is I shall return tomorrow morning um, at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and I'm on twice a day throughout the weekend on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I'm 11 a.m. in the morning on all 3 days, and then of course Wednesday through Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So I shall return. And for those of you that don't know, I do have a drawing every single Monday for a giveaway of at least one personal recorded reading. This one I'll be giving away two 30-minute personal recorded readings. Here's the link for the video that tells you how to get into the drawing and any other giveaway news. So we can look at that. Yeah, unless Chrissy, she asked about super chat. So if she does a super chat, I'll still do donations, but I'm done with the free ones for this evening. And if you have not checked out your monthly, I do put out monthlies for each individual zodiac sign. And so if you want some additional information about what's going on this month for you, be sure to check that out. They went into pretty deep detail, which was very interesting. I like those. And then we do put out at least one pick a card reading per week. And this one that we put out yesterday morning was What Can I Be Watching For? And I have a ton of other pick a card readings. So if I wasn't able to get to your free reading, and I know that not everyone's able to donate, there's a ton of free content. If you go to my main page, just follow your heart, and spirit can also guide you to messages there. That's how smart they are. Alrighty. So, Chrissy, if you're still there, I don't see a donation coming in. So, if I don't hear from you here, I'm going to go ahead and close out the session this evening. But thank you guys so much for all of you that have given a thumbs up on the video. It just helps spread the Zen love. So, thank you so much for being part of our love tsunami. I do appreciate it. Something that you can do that is free to do. Seems like a small thing, but YouTube algorithm really likes it, and it does cause them to make my videos be suggested and recommended videos. So appreciate that. And so Chrissy, I don't see a donation coming in or a response. So you might have zipped out if I didn't respond to you there. So guys, thank you again so much for all your love and all your support and your senses of humor and for how you support one another. I'm just always blown away by it's our wonderful soul family here. So thank you guys again so much. And please know, as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love to you. You have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you. You hang in there. And you guys take care. We'll see you.